great players. And so I'm looking. I can't wait to see what happens. If he's going to be this hard-headed again, and if so, what's going to be the result?
We'll find out. Joe Mazzulla, a short time ago with Dave Pasch, is Game 3 in the Eastern Conference Finals tip-off approaching in Miami. Guys?
Coach, what's been the messaging to the team? I'm sure there's a delicate balance between being negative and stating the obvious and being down 0-2 and then being positive as well. So what's been the messaging to your team?
Yeah, really just focus on the 15 to 20 possessions that we can get better at per game. We lost 2 close games. And, some of that, what's our management of our offense, and some of that is our defensive execution. So being down 0-2, it can be 2 games, and you can look at it, and we just have to clean up those 15 to 20 possessions and execute those.
Some of those possessions, obviously, in the fourth quarter, how do you cut down on those turnovers late game?
Yeah, I think just continue to work to keep our spacing and make the right play. And on the defensive end, we have to finish possessions. They got 3 offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter. That put us in a tough spot. So on the offensive end, it's just our spacing and execution. Defensively, we got to finish plays.
Dave Pasch here with Joe Mazzulla. What are some of the challenges that Bam has presented to you guys in this series?
Yeah, just his ability to score in the post. His ability to catch it at the nail and make a play there. So, he has the ability to play, make, and score. And right now he's doing a little bit of that, and we just got to do a better job on him.
Lastly, Grant Williams provided a big spark for you guys in Game 2. Will we see more of Grant here in Game 3?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
There you go. Short, straight to the point. We got to see him. Yep. Someone else you're going to see more of. That is Derek White. Today's player resume brought to you by Indeed. Need to hire? You need Indeed.com/credit. The lineup that Boston have been going with for a large portion of this year and for the early part of the playoffs is now back. Derek White inserted into the starting lineup for the Celtics. Robert Williams will now come off the bench, so that double big lineup will come off the bench for Boston and for Joe Mazzulla. Back to the small lineup, as Dave Pasch and Doris Burke alluded to. That now gives the Celtics more spacing in the early going. What kind of difference will it make? We'll find out next as we tip it off in game number 3. Celtics in the Heat, Miami leading 2-0. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
MLB fans, when you need tickets to catch your favorite team live all season long, Ticketmaster's got them. As the world's largest ticket marketplace, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of seats available and at competitive prices, so you never have to worry about missing a game. Take yourself out to the ballpark this season and get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/MLB. That's Ticketmaster.com/MLB.
Hey guys, I'm Tom Patterson, founder and CEO of Tommy John. And this Father's Day, I'm reminding you that our Quick Draw Fly saves guys 217 minutes of unnecessary fumbling per year. So instead of fly fishing in the bathroom, Dad can spend more time out on the water. Our lightweight breathable underwear are perfect for the great outdoors. For guys more likely to recline than cast a line, we've created exclusive loungewear, apparel, and additional underwear styles so comfortable he won't believe it. You probably know our underwear legs never ride up, the waistband never rolls down, and he'll never get a wedgie. Guaranteed. But did you also know you're covered for everything else? All Tommy John is backed by our best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. If he doesn't love his first item, you'll get a full refund. Make sure you grab your gifts early. Tommy John. No adjustment needed.
Shop for Dad at Tommy John's Memorial Day sale now through May 30th. Save 30% site-wide at TommyJohn.com/stream. Get 30% off at TommyJohn.com/stream. TommyJohn.com/stream. See site for details.
Finally, baseball is back. Swing into the season with tickets to the action. Plus, with basketball and hockey heating up, now is a great time to experience a game. Vivid Seats is proud to be the official ticketing partner of ESPN. From on the glass to in the stands, Vivid Seats has great ticket prices to all the games. Every crack of the bat, every dribble down the court. Catch it all with Vivid Seats. Download the app or visit vividseats.com today. Vivid Seats. Experience it live.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Susan has always wanted to live in a chateau.
I like a certain je ne sais quoi.
While Jake is more into the Cape Cod style home.
It's a classic look.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they can save even more. In the end, Susan and Jake found a Cape Cod style home where they will only speak French.
Bonjour, je t'aime, merci beaucoup, and cordon bleu.
You'll get better with time.
Bundling without compromise at Geico.com.
Coming up Monday, the Little Chicken Nuggets came into Los Angeles and stole Game 3. I'll tell you why my Lakers get Game 4 and extend the series. Keyshawn, Jake, Will, and Max, Monday morning, 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
Greeny He is a player who is prone to injury as the season goes on. He's going to wind up being one of the greatest players ever, never to win a championship.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
From the first round through the semifinals, the 2023 ACC Baseball Championship is on ACC Network.
We get everything. Rivals, star power, and this is as good as it gets.
And this ball is gone.
Never has there been more talent top to bottom than what we've seen in the ACC this year.
The 2023 ACC Baseball Championship begins Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern on ACCN and streaming live on the ESPN app.
The Dominique Foxworth Show.
I imagine there's some gamblers who listen to the people talk about gambling and think they don't know anything about it. Because I know that's how I feel when I hear, when I go to my son's flag football games, and one of the teams that he's on, the dads don't know that I play football.
Yeah.
So they, on the side, are, complaining about the coaching, and I'm like, what?
They're trying to tell you about, cover two beaters.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
trying to tell me, man, why don't the coach just do this? Why don't the coach just do that? I just shrug my shoulders,
Check out the Dominique Foxworth Show anywhere you get your podcast. Jason Fitz and Harry Douglas are Fitz and Harry.
I'm pretty sure Coach Pop is souped up on sugar right now to be able to have the luxury of coaching this young man and starting another trend with a player that's taken #1 overall. He was the head coach when they drafted Tim Duncan. Now he's still the head coach when they're going to draft Victor Wembanyama, on top of, having draft picks and a lot of cap space to be able to bring guys in.
Fitz and Harry, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. You're listening to the NBA on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Kevin Winter with you inside our Granger studio. Dave Pash, Doris Burke, Roscoe to what I have to call Game 3 here of the Eastern Conference Finals coming up from South Florida in a matter of moments. I want to remind you tomorrow night on ESPN Radio, we have Game 4 of the Western Conference Final between the Nuggets and Lakers. Denver goes for the sweep. Well, Denver, the top seed, up 3-love on the Lakers. Coverage tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Miami with a win tonight means they're going to be one win away from a sweep. Roz mentioned this off the top. She talked to Jaylen Brown about how big tonight's game is for the loss for the Boston Celtics and for himself.
Tonight is probably one of the biggest tests of my career. Probably one of the biggest tests of, our organization in a long time, being down 0-2 on the road. It's going to take a tremendous amount of effort and fight to get back into the series, but I think we're capable of doing it.
They've had a lot of big wins on the road, as Eric Spoelstra has pointed to, but something that has to change is the inconsistent fourth quarters.
All playoffs, we've had good games, we had bad games in the fourth quarter. I think at times we get a little bit out of sync. We are an experienced team, and sometimes we just need to refocus and revitalize ourselves and get organized. And at times we're not organized. Some of our offense is a little bit of randomness. We just playing and making reads. A lot is on us, but sometimes we don't make the right reads.
We'll see what happens tonight. The scene shifting to South Florida, where the biggest 2-week stretch in the history of winter sports for South Florida's NHL team and NBA team. Their Cinderella run is continuing. Both 8 seeds, the Florida Panthers in the Eastern Conference Final, they go on the road to open the Eastern Conference Final, and they take 2 from Carolina. And what have the Heat done? They go on the road as an 8 seed, and they've taken 2 from the Boston Celtics. The Heat are back home. They host Game 3 of the NBA and the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio, presented by Indeed. Attract, interview, and hire at Indeed.com/credit. To Kaseya Center we go for the call of Game 3 with Roscoe Woody on the sidelines alongside Doris Burke. Here's Dave Pash.
Kevin, a win tonight for the Miami Heat does not automatically mean they're going to the NBA Finals, but it kind of does. If you know anything about the NBA, you know this. No team in the history of the NBA has ever overcome a 3-0 series deficit. So, for all intents and purposes, it's all or nothing tonight for the Boston Celtics. They have to win to have any chance of winning the series and getting back to the NBA Finals. Now, one thing that the Boston Celtics have going for them, they've been very good on the road in the playoffs. They are 4-2. Meanwhile, they're under 500 actually at home. They even won 3 times in Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. But Miami this year is 5-0 at home in the playoffs. They did lose at home in the first postseason game. That was a play-in game against the Atlanta Hawks, but they have not lost here since. They look to go up 3-0 tonight. Doris, one of the big reasons Miami is here. Great defense against the Celtic Stars, especially in clutch time. And, of course, Jimmy Butler.
Right. They have faced a Boston team that finished the regular season number 2 in offense. But they've done two things differently that I think have helped them. Number one, in game one, down the stretch, in the fourth quarter, they went to that heavy switching scheme. It bogged down Boston in the fourth, and it led to a win. In game two, they went to the zone defense 15 times in the fourth quarter. That, too, threw off the rhythm of the Boston Celtics. And listen, we know that this team follows the lead of Jimmy Butler. He's averaging 31 points, 6.5 boards, 6.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, and 4.5 steals. But here's the guy I'm looking to tonight, Bam Adebayo. If he's 20 or more, they are 6-0 in the playoffs. Boston couldn't deal with them in game two. Can they deal with them in game three? Because if they don't, I don't think they walk out of here a winner.
Bam was 1 assist shy of a triple-double in game two. And the Celtics maybe will try to deal with Bam a little bit differently, at least to start, because they're going back to their smaller starting lineup with Derek White in the starting five, and Robert Williams now will come off the bench. With more on Boston, let's check in with Roz.
Yes, Doris, those Celtics fourth quarters, that's what I spoke with Jaylen Brown about. And Jaylen said the feeling they've had in late game execution is apprehension. He described it like when you don't want to make a mistake, so you make a mistake. He added that he felt that their offense down the stretch could use more organization. And when they needed a score most, the offense has felt random. And he said that because the team is experienced and has been here before, sometimes Coach Mazzulla, he often lets them play on the fly, and sometimes they're just not making the right reads.
Well, the Celtics certainly have to be better in the fourth quarter. In game two, they were outscored 36-22. We talked with Eric Spoelstra before the game. He said there was really nothing that we did in terms of schematically that was really all that unique. He said we just paid that much closer attention to details, doing all the little things the right way. And, of course, that's Miami Heat basketball. Miami will wear the all-white uniforms for game three after going with the all-red on the road in games 1 and 2. Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, Max Strus, and Gabe Vincent, the same starting five for the Heat. And for the Celtics, black uniforms with 3 numbers and white trim. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Derek White, the starting five for the Celtics. 27 teams have won a playoff series after being down 0-2. The Celtics have done it twice, 1969 and then 2017 in the first round. They were a 1 seed then. Chicago was an 8 seed. Chicago won games 1 and 2 on the road, but Boston then won 4 straight. Will we have a repeat here in the conference finals of 2023? If you polled 99 people on the street, probably 99 would say no way that's happening, but the NBA playoffs can be a funny thing. We'll see if momentum shifts here in favor of the Celtics tonight. And Boston wins the opening tap. They will go right to left, Miami left to right. Jaylen Brown across the timeline. Gets it to Al Horford in the high post left. Marcus Smart on the left wing now. They working around to the right side, and Derek White driving low right, puts a shot up. Good defense. Strus, ball hit the backboard and then out of bounds to Miami.
You see, though, with the addition of Derek White to the starting lineup, they went 5 out immediately because Robert Williams is the guy who's normally in the dunker spot. Without him in the starting lineup, 5 out, more space, more driving angles.
Gabe Vincent into the front court to our right with Jaylen Brown on him. Kevin Love trying to post up on Marcus Smart, middle of the paint. Turnaround jumper is good for the game's first basket.
It's an easy opportunity for Kevin Love, the size and touch.
40 seconds in, Jaylen Brown on the near side fires a three. Short, he's 2 for 14 from 3. Defensive rebound, Adebayo. Quickly ahead to Butler in the front court, 3-on-3. They don't have numbers. Butler fires underneath to Vincent, left wing. Love a 3, good. He's got all 5 for Miami.
That's created by the deep run by Gabe Vincent and the instruction from Jimmy Butler.
Minute gone by. 5-zip Heat. Smart calling for Tatum to come get the ball on the left wing. He'll hoist a triple, and that's good.
I'm a believer in if your best player makes shots early, the rest of the team can take a breath and think, all right, our guy is going tonight.
Tatum averaging 32 points per game in the series, now 5 of 14 from 3. Adebayo, right wing in the front court, 18 feet away. Left-hand dribble to the elbow, backing down. Horford now drives and scores with the left hand off the glass. He took Horford to the hole that time easily.
Al tried to be real physical. Bam uses his speed.
7-3 Heat, minute and a half in, right corner 3. Derek White too strong. Rebound near side, easy for Kevin Love. Bam into the front court to our right. Hands off for Strus. He's on the left wing. Uses the screen. Keeps the bounce. Now stops. Back out to Love in between the circle. Shot clock at 10. 10-minute mark, first quarter. Strus pulls the trigger on a deep one. Left side three, no good. And it's rebounded by Jaylen Brown. Boston moving right to left. Brown drives middle of the lane and gets the layup with the right hand. 7-5 Miami.
He's been struggling from 3. So I like the mindset. Go right to the rim. See it go through the basket early.
9:45 to go, first quarter. Butler right wing in the front court. Thought about the 3. He's only taken just a handful here in the series. Ball is stripped from Bam and a turnover. 3-on-1 for Boston. Tatum, middle of the lane. Goes in for the dunk against Strus. Pretty crossover and slam to tie the game.
That's created by Bam Adebayo. He dribbled right into the secondary defender, Jason Tatum. Easy steal, rip and run for the Celtics.
Miami basketball. Vincent throws to Love on the left side. He's at the hash mark. Has it poked away by Smart. Loose ball. Love gathers at the foul line. Nobody's on him, so he shoots, but he missed it. And rebounded by Tatum. Game tied at 7. 3 minutes gone by first quarter. Tatum at the top of the circle. Uses a screen. Keeps the dribble into the lane. Kicks out to Brown at the left elbow. He'll drive. Stops in the paint. 10-footer on the way. That's good. Boston has scored 6 in a row to take a 9-7 lead.
Jaylen Brown again into the painted area below the free throw line. He's got the size advantage on Gabe. That's an easy opportunity at that elbow.
Butler into the front court. Right-hand dribble with Tatum watching him at the three-point line, but backing off by about 5 feet. Strus at the logo on the right side, about 40 feet away. Shot clock at 8. Now White's got Butler top of the circle. Butler right-hand dribble, moves right of the lane. A short jumper is up and rattles around and drops through his first shot attempt of the game, and he scores.
Easy opportunity. Gets to a spot in that mid-range, which has been quite good to him in this series.
9-9 with 8:15 to go. Horford a 3 left side. They needed that. He hit it. Al Horford, who was 1 for 8 from 3, coming into this game after being second in the league in the regular season. 12-9 Celtics. 8-minute mark, first quarter. Strus throwing it to the perimeter on the right side for Love that gets it back. Good hands by Smart. Stripped it again. Butler at the midcourt line. Defense looks much better on the perimeter by Boston. Into the lane goes Butler. An 8-footer is up and blocked by Derek White. And controlled by Horford ahead to Tatum in the front court, right side. Tatum left-hand dribble through the lane. Falling away. Missed the shot left of the rim. Rebound Love. Butler on the right wing of the forecourt now. Got Horford on him. So you got Smart defending Bam, and Butler takes a 3, and he missed it. Rebound, Jaylen Brown. Brown driving to the right elbow, backing down his man. Kicks it out to Tatum up top. Tatum spins, has it poked away from behind by Butler, a steal.
I don't think Kevin Love is right. He never – they may get a timeout. Kevin Love is not right physically. On that last Miami possession, he never made it above the far free throw line.
So with 7:13 to play in the first quarter, and you're right, looking at the replay, Kevin Love on that shot attempt where there was nobody around him, something happened because he immediately called to the bench for the timeout. 7:13 remaining in the first. 12-9 Boston. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
This is it. Enough dreaming about growing my business online. It's time to get serious about selling in my style, as big as I want to grow, because there's nothing I can't do. It's time to get Shopify.
You go and get it.
Oh, oops. I thought I was just talking to myself there. But heck yeah, I do. It's time to take my business to the next level.
Start selling with Shopify to join the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide.
Packed with industry-leading tools ready to ignite your growth, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and your brand. From templates that make site design simple to customizations that let you grow at your pace. This is possibility powered by Shopify. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/play. That's shopify.com/play. Go to shopify.com/play to take your business to the next level today.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
What about that tone makes me believe that Julius Randle is one of the leaders of this team? Maybe they wanted more. You're damn right they wanted it more.
Wake up and get up with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Greg in Virginia, you're on KJM.
Y'all have an awesome show. Listen every morning. J. Will, got a love-hate relationship with you, man. 82 with you. I love you now.
Key, J, and Max. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. Chris Canty and Chris Carlin are Canty and Carlin.
I did attend the gala where I was a little bit concerned if I had the proper attire because the attire was listed as festive cocktail. What the hell is that? What it means apparently is some brightly colored type things and, just looking like they're having a good time. So I went with what I was told by my wife is a sapphire, not a blue suit, pink shirt, and for the first time in my life, a pink pocket square. I have never worn a pocket square.
Pictures, Cat Daddy. You look good.
I appreciate that.
See, to me, that's business casual, though. That fits into
I agree.
Casual.
But here's the thing. When I got there, it was clear I was not the only one who had no idea what festive cocktail was.
That's the thing. When people start putting together these events and they give the attire, keep it simple. It's casual, it's business casual, it's formal. It's one of the three.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Kevin with you inside of Granger Studio. Don't forget to log on to our Twitter account at NBA on ESPN Radio to vote in the AutoZone in the Zone poll question. Who's going to get in the zone for tonight's Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler. In the zone, brought to you by AutoZone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free. And it can get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone. We do know that Eric Spoelstra's had to go to his bench as it looked like Kevin Love went right to the locker room as we go back to Kaseya Center with Roscoe winning on the sidelines alongside Doris Burke. Here's Dave Pasch.
Well, Kevin, they've lost two key players already to injury. Tyler Hero, who was a 20-point-per-game scorer, got hurt in Game 1, broken hand. It's possible he could come back at some point in the playoffs. Victor Oladipo in the opening round gets hurt as well. And now Kevin Love, who didn't score in Game 2, 5 points quickly here in Game 3. But he clearly was not right, as you pointed out, Doris, so they had to call a timeout.
16 minutes, 27 seconds, 8 points in Game 1. Didn't score, as you said, in Game 2, but he was off to a great start. 5 early points here.
Caleb Martin, with 25 points in Game 2, checks in. Miami ball, 7-minute mark, trailing Boston by 3. 12-9 Celtics. Strus on the left wing, and they're going to call a foul here on Derek White, trying to get around a Bam Adebayo screen. First on Boston.
So Caleb Martin took what they did to him last season, which was left him open in the entire series, and said, I had a choice to make. I can either shy away and become hesitant or become a better shooter. And he's become a better shooter.
Bruce with the ball, top of the key, going to put up a 3. No good, and it's rebounded by Jason Tatum, his 4th already, to go at 5 points. Front court to our left, Jaylen Brown driving, and Bam got stripped and out of bounds. A turnover by Jaylen Brown.
It's the one area I think he's got to tighten next year. Too often, too turnover prone.
Right side on the front court, Jimmy Butler standing at the three-point arc, being guarded by Derek White, jab step. Now left-hand dribble, spins to his right, double team, loses control, now gets it to the corner. Martin hesitates, now fires, and the 3 goes. Ties the game at 12. Caleb Martin continues to have the hot hand.
Excellent patience. Marcus Smart flew out. He lifted him with an up fake, and second shot was good.
Shooting 45% from 3 in the series. Midway point of the first quarter, in the paint, Brown, and he hits the jumper from 12 feet straight away.
2 buckets, both of them jump shots from the same spot against Gabe Vincent.
14-12 Boston. Vincent right side of the front court drives and scores off the window. That ties it at 14. 8-footer off glass. Derek White, left side on the front court to Smart. Lobs, deep right post. Jaylen Brown, turnaround jump shot, and he scores again.
Dave, it's easy right now. Gabe Vincent giving up several inches, and with the jump shot he's got, Jaylen Brown, it's easy money right now.
He has 8 of the 16 points for the Celtics, who lead by 2 with 5.5 to go in the first. Strus right wing, and they're going to call a foul here. Bam Adebayo knocked Marcus Smart to the ground, trying to come around a screen. Offensive foul on Bam is first.
Marcus was set to check out. Malcolm Brogdon and Robert Williams both coming in. But it's something to look at. Marcus was grabbing that upper thigh area after he got screened by Bam. He's still holding the left thigh.
And he's on the bench. Malcolm Brogdon and Robert Williams. So they've got the big lineup. Brogdon left side going to take a 3, but
illegal screen, I believe, on Robert Williams.
it's his first foul. So Miami ball, 16-14. Boston leads with 5:28 to play. In the opening quarter here in Miami, Game 3. The Heat lead the series 2-0. First time in franchise history, winning both games 1 and 2 on the road. Left side is Butler, and a foul on Jaylen Brown as he was trying to defend Butler, who was moving to his left. And that is the second team foul on the Celtics.
As soon as he stood up as a defender, Jimmy Butler, it was over. I mean, he's going to get the angle or draw the contact.
In between the circles is Vincent, throws to Butler at the hash mark on the far side. Jaylen Brown hedging, so on the switch, Robert Williams has Butler top of the circle. Butler's going to drive on him to the corner. Vincent, he'll put it up and hit a 3. That gives the Heat a 1-point lead.
If you're Derek White, why turn your back on the shooter there?
Miami 3 for 6 from three-point range. Brogdon left side looking for the answer. His 3's an air ball to the side of the rim, saved by Derek White, but right to Miami, now a 5-on-4 because White was out of bounds. Strus right side, underneath Bam, low right, goes up for the block, but it's blocked by 2 Celtics. And now a late whistle by Tony Brothers, the crew chief. They're going to say Robert Williams got Bam in the face when he tried to block the shot, so that's 2 on him.
Bam has proven to be a difficult cover for the Boston Celtics. You know, this was a guy coming out of Kentucky, wasn't super skilled, right? Only limited time at Kentucky under John Calipari. Really was a vertical threat at the rim and a defender. Give Miami credit for his skill development.
By the way, they called the foul on White, his second. The Heat do as good a job as anybody at identifying and developing talent. One more free throw for Bam. He got the first one. Miami by 2. Kyle Lowry is on the floor now for the first time in the game. Lowry was great in Game 1 at 15 points. Did not score in Game 2, but Duncan Robinson did the opposite. He didn't score in Game 1, but Robinson had 15 in Game 2.
So Lowry is similar to Kevin Love. 2 championship experienced players. But because of their age and some of their injury history, they can't bring it every single night. But opportunistically, in moments, that experience shines through.
Adebayo misses the second free throw. Rebound, Jaylen Brown in the front court, right side, Brogdon, driving baseline. Swing it around, top of the key. Brown drives, knifes in through 2 defenders. Missed the layup, though, off the glass. Rebound Heat. They got numbers, but they throw it ahead and almost out of bounds. Saved by Martin to Strus up top. He'll put it up for 3, and he throws it. The lead is 5 now for Miami. Timeout, Boston.
Jaylen Brown got fouled on the other end. Joe Mazzulla is in the grill of 2 officials, screaming. So is Marcus Smart. Celtics are hot at the non-call on the Jaylen drive.
4:21 to go in the first quarter. It's 21-16 Miami. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Boston is not dogless.
They've lost their dogs. There are missing signs all over, like, Massachusetts. Dog missing. Call Brad Stevens if found.
Check out the Dominique Foxworth Show anywhere you get your podcast. This is Greeny.
Shefty is like full of energy, racing around with all his phones at one time, and he's got 8 million things going on. Woj is the opposite. Woj will be sitting in the room, he's eating, he's talking, he's chatting with everyone, and all of a sudden, and he'll get up and he'll walk out the door. A minute later on his Twitter feed, there's some enormous breaking story. I've come to learn when he leaves the room, something's about to happen.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app. The biggest names in sports are on. ESPN Radio.
Tyrese Maxey now joining us courtside. It was a big-time win, man. We let the game kind of slip away from us, but to be resilient like that and everybody make plays down the stretch, that was big time.
Stephen Curry with us here on ESPN Radio. Honestly, it's hard for a lot of guys on our team because they're capable of contributing, but sometimes the opportunity isn't always there. But the message is stay ready.
Josh Hart is joining us.
6 years I've been waiting to get into the playoffs, man. So I'm not taking it for granted. I'm playing as long as I can, every second I can, and I'm just taking it all in. Visiting with D'Angelo Russell, I'm a product of my environment. Honestly, I got to brush shoulders with some of the greats and just learned a lot of things from being in their system and their organizations.
Klay Thompson joining us.
I can hear how tired you are, brother.
Oh, PJ, I feel great. I got another quarter in.
Great. I don't know about that.
The biggest names in sports come here. And it all starts weekday mornings with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max and continues all day. This is ESPN Radio.
Kevin Richard went to Insider Granger Studio. Even with Joe Mazzulla having his team in the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals, he's taken a lot of flack and a lot of criticism this postseason. Eric Spoelstra on the other side, he can understand.
This is just a really tough profession, and this is where we all want to be in the playoffs when the stakes are at the highest. That's also one of getting, probably just unfairly criticized all the time from everywhere. But he's done really a remarkable job for a young guy.
Sympathetic Eric Spoelstra on Joe Mazzulla. Right now, Miami's got the lead. Before we go back to David Doris, Roz Go-to-Winning on the sidelines at Kaseya Center. Roz?
The Heat's depth continue to be on display. Caleb Martin told me this is the most confident he's ever felt in his career. He gave a lot of credit to vets who have helped him. And like many of the Heat players, how much easier Jimmy Butler makes the game feel for him. The Heat have used the next man mentality all season long with an injury-plagued season. And Coach Spoelstra told me, we have many players that can step up. We have X factors, we have ignitable guys, and we have readiness in our DNA, guys.
Roz, it's a 7-0 Heat run right now. 4:15 to go in the first. 21-16 Miami. Grant Williams on the floor for the Celtics. Brown right elbow got caught in the air. Almost turned it over. Got it back to Brogdon on the left side. He's going to take a long two and put up a brick. Rebounded by Butler.
With Caleb Martin on the floor, he absorbs the Tatum matchup. Butler was the one who forced that tough pass by Brown.
Butler driving right side, getting through the defense, and then turns it over, throws it right to Tatum under the goal. Tatum racing back across the timeline. Horford left wing. Good recovery by Miami, though. No airspace at all for Celtics on the perimeter. Right corner is Williams. Fires to Horford. Low post right. Goes up over Spruce and puts it in.
Wonder if they try to exploit that. Spruce is the matchup on Horford. So when Al is spaced to three, it's different, right? He can get up underneath him and pressure him, but Al can post him and take advantage.
That's 5 points for Horford, who's averaged under 5 per game in the series so far. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Miami leading by 3. Bam on the left wing with 6 to shoot, about 18 feet away. Jab step, now left-hand dribble, falling away over 2 Celtics off the rim and rebounded by Brogdon. Moving right to left, Boston with possession. Tatum on the left side, spins into the lane, goes right at the chest of Martin and turns it over. Loose ball on the floor. Bam Adebayo got kicked accidentally by Tatum, but a foul. That's the first on Tatum. And that's the third team foul. No fouls yet on Miami here. Or 14 foul, rather, on the Celtics.
Tatum tried to jump over Bam, but that right foot dragged right across the face and head of Bam Adebayo. Looked painful. And he checks out. And Zeller comes in.
Yep.
Sorry, Dave.
Looks like Zeller was going to come in anyway. He was already at the scorer's table, but Bam will get a little bit extra rest here. Lowry driving right side, gets under the basket, nowhere to go. Throws it back out to the perimeter on the left side for Martin. He'll dribble with the right hand. He's about 20 feet away and lost the ball on the far sideline out of bounds. They say Boston touched it last, though. Shot clock at 2.
Have to be efficient, right? You are pinned against the sideline. You don't have a ton of options for your outlet here. So this is going to have to be inbounded cleanly and execution quick.
Lowry inbound, Spruce catches, fires left wing deep 3, no good. And it's rebounded by Tatum, who's blocking out Butler, and tapped it to Jaylen Brown. Brown on the front court, hits Brogdon. He'll drive, he got stripped, lost the ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Heat. 2:29 to go first quarter. 3-point Miami lead, 21-18. Inbound. Left baseline, Jaylen Brown to Brogdon left corner, guarded there by Lowry. Robert Williams holding out high, finds Jason Tatum, who's doubled, top of the key, moves into the paint, tried to throw a lob, got it to Williams, who scores on the right baseline with a jump hook.
Back-to-back possessions where you take advantage of your size with your bigs.
Miami's lead down to 21-20, 2-minute mark first quarter. Butler, left corner, puts it on the floor, going left baseline, got bumped, gets it to Martin, right wing. Martin being defended by Jaylen Brown. Shovel pass to Lowry on the top of the key. He'll put it on the floor, goes into the lane, and gets the basket. A 12-foot push shot goes down.
Lift with a little shot fake, goes flying by Jaylen Brown defensively. Nice little floater.
23-20 Miami. Tatum on the right side. Thought about the three. Now lets it fly. Can't knock it down. Williams, though, got the offensive rebound. Back up with a half hook. No. Batted around. Williams got it again. Gets it out. Right side. Brogdon will try the three, and he can't tie it. Long rebound, though, to Williams near side, but a foul is called on Williams trying to get the rebound. And that will put the Celtics over the limit. Free throws for the Heat.
Brent Williams pretty upset with the call. He walks over to Tony Brothers, gives him a little bit of an earful, as does Joe Mazzulla. But he looks like he's physically, beating Max Strus. He puts his left arm in his back and pushes him over. Easy call.
Yep, I agree. First foul on Williams. Still no team fouls officially on Miami. Max Strus at the line. First free throw on the way and good. Miami by 4 with 1:29 to go here in the opening quarter.
Just a reminder, as this game wears on, we said it in game 1 and game 2. Bears repeating here. The closer this game stays into the fourth quarter, the better off Miami is. They live in possession ball games all year, and they generally are content to be in that position because they've won a lot of those battles.
They've been down 13 in game 1 and won that one, 12 in game 2 and won that one. Both close games in Boston. They have a 5-point lead here just outside a minute to go in the first. Grant Williams on the left wing with a shot clock at 5, getting booed by the Miami crowd. Backs down his man, goes into the lane. Wild shot, hit the backboard and nothing else. But a foul is called here on Miami. Going to go on Strus, his first. And they say that it was on the rebound, a loose ball foul. First foul in the last 2 minutes, so no free throws here for the Celtics.
Wow, so it was weak side. Strus trying to contend with Robert Williams. Wow.
Tatum on the right wing, 5 points, 5 rebounds in the first. It's Jaylen Brown at the foul line. He'll stop there, put it up, missed the shot. Zeller with a rebound. Brown has 8 points. 4 for 7 from the floor. Butler, 1 of 3 from the floor. 2 points with 3 assists and 2 rebounds. He's at the head of the key, driving in Robert Williams. Kicks it out to Martin on the right side. Hesitates, now fires, and hits a 3.
He's been shot ready. His catch and shoot percentage throughout the entire playoffs, almost 45%. A guy who they wouldn't guard last year, Dave.
He's 2 for 2 from 3. Miami with its largest lead at 8. 38 seconds to go in the quarter. Brown hits the deck, turned it over in the middle of the lane. Outlet pass. Martin catches and gets to the rim and scores. Miami by 10 with 30 seconds to go in the first.
Feels like Boston is spending some time looking to draw contact and not thinking about finishing. Meanwhile, Miami keeps playing.
5 turnovers by Boston, leading to 8 Miami points. 7-second difference in the clock. Lob pass, Williams in the high post, drives and finishes at the rim. They wave it off, though, an offensive foul. Kyle Lowry and Zeller were both there trying to draw the charge, and that's 2 on Williams.
So Kyle Lowry is the guy who absorbs this. That is a enormous body size coming at you in Robert Williams. But Kyle Lowry, just like Kevin Love, has done this his entire career. 2 guys, one of the best in the business of doing it.
Interesting. Joe Mazzulla using his challenge now.
Wow.
Here in the first quarter, it would be the second foul on Robert Williams, or third foul. They changed the fouler. That's why he's doing it. So we had Derek White with 2, when actually originally we said it was on Williams. So that's why he's challenging it, because it would be 3 on Robert Williams. They changed the earlier foul back to Williams from White. And it did look like Lowry may have been moving a little bit. But again, even if you win the challenge, you get the points back, and maybe they call a blocking call, so maybe it's a 3-point play. but you're out of challenges, obviously, for the rest of the game.
I'll tell you, this is close. This is going to be close enough. I agree with you. I mean, this is one of the hardest calls in all of basketball, always that block charge. Sometimes it's the angle at which you see it initially, the official. Then it's on replay where you get a better look at it from different sides and you make a decision.
And there's a lot going on. You could change it to a no call. You could change it to a block, and then it's an and one, so it's a big basket. Obviously, if it stays an offensive foul, that's 3 on Robert Williams. We saw Marcus Smart get banged up earlier. So you wonder if he's 100%?
To give you some sense of why your voice had surprise in it when Joe was using the challenge, folks, he's right on the money with this because this is the first time all year Joe Mazzulla has used his challenge in the first half of a ball game. The only head coach of the 30 in the league who's not used a first half challenge, his counterpart tonight, Eric Spoelstra. Listen, it's 30-20. You're already down 10.
We have a successful challenge. The play has been overturned to a blocking foul on Lowry. He replants after the upward shooting motion.
So, again, you understand it, Doris, from that perspective of it's now a basket and an and one. And Robert Williams only has 2 fouls now.
It's monster. And one of the things that a lot of staffs will tell you about this is if you can put points on the board or you can take points off the board for your opponent and you believe you have it right, regardless of where it is in the game, you take it. But I just think it's also about mentality and mindset moving forward when you're down 0-2.
So they just put the 2 points on the board for Boston. So it's 30-22 Miami with 15.1 remaining here in the first quarter. And 1 free throw for Robert Williams coming up. He's 5 for 7 in the series at the line. Marcus Smart going to check back in. And Grant Williams will come out of the game. Miami shooting 61%, Boston 41% from the floor. 2 for 7 from 3 for the Celtics, 5 for 9 for the Heat from 3. All the fans wearing white T-shirts. And so that's what Robert Williams is staring at as he shoots the free throw and misses. Rebounded by Lowry. Miami will hold for the final shot of the quarter. Lowry across the timeline with 7 seconds left, guarded by Brogdon. Moves to his right, fires for the right corner. Martin, handoff. Lowry puts up a 3. It's short. Long rebound, Brown, and that's the end of the first quarter. Now, if you're a Celtic fan, at least an encouraging finish. But, boy, again, Miami seems like it's in control of this game through 1 quarter. 30 first quarter points, an 8-point lead. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
Hey guys, I'm Tom Patterson, founder and CEO of Tommy John. And this Father's Day, I'm reminding you that our Quick Draw Fly saves guys 217 minutes of unnecessary fumbling per year. So instead of fly fishing in the bathroom, Dad can spend more time out on the water. Our lightweight breathable underwear are perfect for the great outdoors. For guys more likely to recline than cast a line, we've created exclusive loungewear, apparel, and additional underwear styles so comfortable he won't believe it. You probably know our underwear legs never ride up, the waistband never rolls down, and he'll never get a wedgie. Guaranteed. But did you also know you're covered for everything else? All Tommy John is backed by our best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. If he doesn't love his first item, you'll get a full refund. Make sure you grab your gifts early. Tommy John. No adjustment needed.
Shop for Dad at Tommy John's Memorial Day sale now through May 30th. Save 30% site-wide at TommyJohn.com/stream. Get 30% off at TommyJohn.com/stream. TommyJohn.com/stream. See site for details.
MLB fans, when you need tickets to catch your favorite team live all season long, Ticketmaster's got them. As the world's largest ticket marketplace, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of seats available and at competitive prices, so you never have to worry about missing a game. Take yourself out to the ballpark this season and get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/MLB. That's Ticketmaster.com/MLB.
Bundling and saving with Geico is an easy choice, so you're free to ponder life's big questions, like what's the best animal in the world if not humans? I'd strongly consider ducks to be somewhere up there on the list. Think about it. Ducks can swim, ducks can fly, and ducks can walk on land. They have access to all terrains. They are the ultimate animal. And they wiggle their butts when they walk, which is funny. Yeah, ducks are awesome. End of story. Bundling and saving with Geico. It's an easy choice.
Kevin Richard with you inside our Granger studio. End of one in Miami. The Heat with an 8-point lead. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
Butler, 1 of 3 from the floor, 2 points but 3 assists and 2 rebounds. He's at the head of the key, driving in Robert Williams. Kicks it out to Martin on the right side. Hesitates, now fires, and hits a 3.
Miami, 5 of 10 from distance in that opening quarter. They have an 8-point lead as we go back to Roscoe Nowine, Doris Burke, and Dave Pasch. Guys, of all the stats that could define the series, I never thought Miami being more productive from the three-point line would be one of them. Dave?
Yeah.
And give Jimmy Butler a lot of credit for that. We're finding the open man.
So 4 assists for him. So he's taken 3 shots only, but 4 assists. All 4 were for the three-point line. To Kevin's point, they've made 5 for 10. Jimmy's got assists on 4 of the 5. Incredible.
58% shooting by Miami. Kevin mentioned the 5 of 10 from 3. Meanwhile, Boston, 42% from the floor. Miami ball with a 30-22 lead. We start the second quarter. Lowry on the right wing uses the screen, dribbles to the elbow right. Back out to Martin between the circles. Shot clock at 8. Duncan Robinson on the left wing. Grant Williams watching him. Robinson drives past him, middle of the lane, and goes to his right hand and scores. Jason Tatum thought there should have been a foul for a clear out with the left arm by Robinson, but no whistle, and the lead back to 10.
Eric Spoelstra said he spent 2 summers driving the ball, Duncan, because you know they're going to run him off the line.
Brogdon right side. Floater no good off the glass. Rebound Lowry. They got numbers if they hurry. Lowry across the timeline. Dribbles through the lane and pull it back out. Largest lead right now for the Heat at 10. A minute into the second quarter. Vincent left wing. Facing up on Brogdon. Trying to knock him off his spot. Shot clock at 8. Vincent's got to pass it. And they're going to say traveling. He had already picked up his dribble. Good defense by Brogdon to force the turnover.
See, those are little windows where I think Vincent's lack of playing the point guard from the earliest show, right? He gives up his dribble in dead man space. You have nowhere to go from a pass perspective, and you're in a tough spot on the floor.
Really had to work to become more of a combo guard. Was pretty much a gunslinger in college, but was willing to work on his game to make the NBA. Derek White drives right side of the corner. Marcus Smart. He got fouled, and he put up a 3. It's no good. They're in fact going to wave it off and say it was on the floor, but that was a wise play by Smart to at least acknowledge the contact and then try to throw up the shot. Let's quickly get an update on Kevin Love from Ross.
Yes, I heard from Heat staff. Kevin Love has a left ankle injury. It's TBD on his return. They'll find out more later.
All right, appreciate that, Roz. 10-point deficit for Boston. Minute gone by here in the quarter. Al Horford, left wing, drives into the paint, kicks to the right side. White is there, spots up and hits. A 3-pointer for Derek White.
That's Al Horford driving and kicking. That's Boston's best game typically.
Bam Adebayo at the top of the key. Bounce pass underneath Robinson. Low right, gets the layup off the window. What a gorgeous pass.
Those two had multiple connections in game 2 on exactly that. The back cut. Great touch on the pass by Bam.
Left side of 3 from Horford. Spins out. Rebound Bam Adebayo. 2 minutes in. 34-25 Miami. Heat lead the series 2-0. Lowry at the midcourt stripe, right at the Heat logo. Throws to the right wing for Vincent. Lob to Bam Adebayo, facing up on Al Horford. Bam with a left-hand dribble, backing him down. Got the ball poked away, but able to catch up to it. Shot clock at 5. Martin on the left side has to put it up. Does for 3. Hits the front rim and then off the mark. Rebounded by Tatum. White in the front court to our left. To the trailer Tatum, who's got 5 points. He drives. Right-hand layup is good against Bam Adebayo. Strong move.
Straight line drive from 23 feet.
Miami back quickly in the front court with Martin. Had a chance at a layup, but lost his balance. Now drives into the lane. Kicks it out to Vincent on the left wing. 9.5 to play in the second quarter. 34-27 Miami. Vincent drives right side. Top of the key. 20-footer is up and down for Gabe Vincent.
The screen by Bam gave him about a step and a half on Marcus Smart, and Marcus couldn't recover.
Vincent 3 of 3. 7 points. 9-point Miami lead. Heat has led by as many as 10. White at the top of the circle. Throws to Tatum on the left side. His 3. No good. Not close. Way off. Rebounded by Lowry. Pushing tempo left to right. Right wing in the front court, Martin. Martin in the middle of the lane. Pump fake. Kicks it out to Vincent. He'll try a three from the left side. Hit it! Vincent with 10 first half points.
Impressive ball movement by Miami. That ball is flying around the floor, efficient. I feel like very little dribbling for Miami right now.
Miami is 6 of 12 from three. They lead by 12. Right side, Brogdon to the corner. Horford, his three is good. Able to answer. Al Horford, 8 points, finally out of his slump. He's the leading scorer along with Jaylen Brown right now for the Celtics. Lowry in the front court stops in the lane and scores from about 8 feet. No resistance there from the Celtics.
You usually get an early indication from Kyle how he's going to play. If he's got any bounce, it's usually a good night.
41-30 Miami. Tatum on the left side drives into the lane, avoids the charge, missed the shot. The tip is good with the right hand by Tatum, though.
He's been aggressive, attacking the rim off that right-hand drive.
8-minute mark, second quarter, 41-32 Miami. Bam on the left side of the elbow, facing up on Horford. Jab step, pump fake, and then gets it back out to Robinson, left wing. Robinson drives, lob pass, and the stuff with one hand by Bam Adebayo.
Duncan Robinson as playmaker?
A perfect alley-oop pass. And now Smart, top of the circle, three, and air ball out of bounds to Miami, leading the Celtics 43-32, 7:37 left in the half.
Marcus Smart hearing it from the crowd. I'm a little surprised he was that aggressive early from three. But that last play by Duncan Robinson, off the dribble drive, to be willing to make that play, attacking a 2-on-1 situation and lob pass it, wow, that is growth for him.
Guy that's been in and out of the lineup the last 2 years. He drives here and kicks it out. Martin spot a three left side. Another one. The lead is 14 for Miami. Timeout Celtics. It's 45-32 Miami with 7:20 remaining. A two-pointer from Cody Martin. He's 4 of 5 from the floor, 10 points. Vincent has 10, 7:20 to go in the half. You're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
I'm Andrea, founder of a boutique handbag brand, Andy, and this is why I switched to Shopify. I tried 3 other platforms prior to Shopify, and I remember my breaking point was when I would try to make one little change and my entire site would go down. Shopify made it really easy for me to shift everything over and hit the ground running. I was easily able to migrate my products and all of my customer information over. With the drag and drop theme editor, we don't need to hire a developer to do any coding. What's amazing is that each theme is automatically optimized on mobile. It's incredible. It looks even better on the phone. We really like adventure. We would not be able to go on the road without a platform that we can rely on. What are you waiting for? Start your free trial with Shopify today.
From templates that make site design simple to customizations that let you grow at your pace, this is your possibility powered by Shopify. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/play. That's shopify.com/play. Go to shopify.com/play to take your business to the next level today.
Finally, baseball is back. Swing into the season with tickets to the action. Plus, with basketball and hockey heating up, now is a great time to experience a game. Vivid Seats is proud to be the official ticketing partner of ESPN. From on the glass to in the stands, Vivid Seats has great ticket prices to all the games. Every crack of the bat, every dribble down the court. Catch it all with Vivid Seats. Download the app or visit vividseats.com today. Vivid Seats. Experience it live.
The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN Radio.
Shoots for three. Go! 26 for Jamal Murray.
Down 3-0. LeBron James and the Lakers face a must-win Game 4. Will they survive? Or are the Nuggets headed to their first ever NBA Finals? Game 4, the Nuggets and Lakers, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins tomorrow at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on Sirius XM Channel 80.
Kevin Ochoa inside our Granger studio. Inside the Numbers, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. David Torres mentioned the Heat have never lost the series when they've been up 2-0. Boston has only come back to win 2 of the 17 times that's happened. Inside the Numbers for this game, Boston actually led 16-14 It has been a 31-16 Miami run with 7:20 to go in the second, and the Heat trying to go up 3-love, lead by 13. Before Dave endorse, here's what's going on with A.
Guys, I've been hanging around that Celtics huddle, and I see a team that's frustrated, together, animated, multiple leadership players emotionally speaking up. Each time out, it's a different player advising the team. It's been Al Horford first. This last time out, it was Marcus Smart who had the attention of the team. They've talked about possessions, taking care of the ball, defensive assignments, and missing it. It's emotional because they're frustrated, but what I see is a team that is together and actively trying to figure it out, guys.
Well, this is a critical time, Roz. They are down 13 with 7 minutes to go in the half, and they changed the last shot by Martin to a 3, so it's a 14-point deficit. Smart in the lane is fouled. He got stripped by Lowry trying to go up for the shot. That is 3 fouls on Lowry. First foul, or second team foul on Miami. Free throws for Smart.
I would say the Celtics need to figure some things out defensively. They're giving up 50% from the three-point line to Miami, 80% on two-pointers, 90% on field goal attempts in the paint. Like, they've got to find their defense. Miami has got to start to feel them a little bit.
Marcus Smart got the first free throw, his first point of the game. It's 7 points in game 2. Missed the second free throw and out of bounds near side. Last touch by Jaylen Brown of Boston. Brown had 8 points in the first quarter, has not scored here in the second. Miami leading by 13. Bam Adebayo, top of the key. Jimmy Butler back on the court. Duncan Robinson in between the circles. Looking for Bam in the high post right. He's got it. Facing up on Jaylen Brown. Spins past him. Put Jaylen Brown on his rear end and slams it home.
How about the spin move? The switch with the two-man game between Robinson and Bam, shake and bake, Bam.
Largest lead of the game for the Heat at 15 points. And then a turnover by Boston. Stripped by Butler, right wing of the front court. Finds Bam in the paint. Now left corner, Robinson. A 3 is on the way. That's down. Miami starting to blow it open. It's up to 18. We just said a moment ago, a critical time for Boston. Miami 8 of 14 from 3 and 69% shooting overall. The lead 51-33-18 with 6:10 to go in the half. Smart drives, missed the shot from 8 feet. Rebound Lowry into the front court with the ball. Leaves it for Robinson, left wing. 30-footer on the way. Off the back iron, no. And rebounded by Smart of Boston. And a foul called on Lowry. Offensive foul, no, they say on Smart. Lowry went over the scores table. Marcus Smart called for the offensive foul.
You sometimes see that where the player's got the ball and he veers into the defensive player. And that's exactly what Marcus Smart did. And Kyle Lowry, always going to exaggerate a little bit, goes diving over the midcourt line.
But if you're Marcus Smart, why do that? 8th turnover. Miami's got 12 points off of those turnovers. It's 51-33 Heat with 5:56 to go in the third quarter. Chance of let's go Heat raining down from the sellout crowd here at Kaseya Center. Duncan Robinson tried to bounce pass it to Bam Adebayo, who got held up. A foul is called on the Celtics. That is the first team foul in the quarter. Jaylen Brown, second personal.
I feel like the Miami Heat are trying to send a very clear message and perhaps disavow us all of the notion that the Boston Celtics are the better team.
Miami Heat have looked clearly like the better team through 2 and almost a half games of this series. Butler, top of the key. Think about it, he's taken 3 shots. He's got 2 points, and they're dominating. He gets fouled here, putting up a shot, hit the top of the backboard. He'll go to the line for 2. They get Rob Williams for his 3rd. But, again, in terms of scoring, Butler hasn't been a factor, but he's got 5 assists.
You make a great point, and this to me is the beauty of Jimmy Butler. His game isn't what you call sexy, right? He doesn't have the handle of Kyrie Irving, the flash and panache of some of the better athletes. He doesn't rise up and throw it down by Ja Morant. You know what he does do? As he makes the first free throw, he wins, and he does the rarest of things in the NBA. And you know what that is? That's a guy who, when the playoffs come, his points, rebounds, assists, and efficiency are all better. When the defense is better, when tendencies are more paid attention to. The man just plays when it matters most.
Gets the free throws. It's a 20-point lead, 53-33 Miami with 5.5 to go in the first half. Tatum on the right side. Left-hand dribble, goes into the paint. Left-hand layup, no good. The tip-in won't go by Robert Williams. Got it back and then scores with the right hand right at the rim.
He's played hard, and he's fought Robert Williams. And, wow, are they going to give him a tee?
Yes, a technical on Robert Williams. He grabs a hold of Jimmy Butler and says, I didn't mean anything by it. I think he accidentally elbowed him. So Butler will go to the line to shoot a free throw.
I like Robert Williams' approach tonight. He's got 6 points. He doesn't start. He's played 5 minutes. 6 points in 5 minutes. 3 rebounds. And he's willing to mix it up. Get to the offensive glass. Make hustle plays. After he scores, it's just he kind of gets tangled up and crosses the elbow.
So they actually said the technical was on Smart for talking. He was behind the play, chatting it up. Tony Brothers, the crew chief, was right there. And so he called the technical on Smart. So 54-35 after the free throw. 5:15 to go in the half. Miami leads and has the ball. Butler, top of the circle, guarded by White. Left-hand dribble into the lane. Stops, goes up and scores. The jump stop in the paint, and then scores on the left side of the rim. 21-point lead, 15-3 run. Jaylen Brown to the front court bounce pass, and they're going to call a defensive foul here on Miami as Marcus Smart looked like he disengaged from Gabe Vincent, but they called it on Vincent.
I wouldn't mind seeing this again on a television replay because I thought it was Marcus Smart's foul. I really did. He's trying to manhandle Gabe Vincent. Gabe and he having a conversation on the low block. Gunslinger Vincent's not going to back away.
Third team foul, first personal, 21-point deficit for Boston, 4:50 to go in the first half. Jaylen Brown, a logo three from the right side is in and out. He's 0 for 2 from 3, 2 for 15 in the series. Miami with the rebound. Vincent across the timeline, guarded by Smart 40 feet away to the midcourt stripe, and Jimmy Butler. Guarded there by Derek White, shot clock at 8. Butler dribble, stops at the elbow, dribble handoff, left side, wide open three from Robinson, but he can't knock it down. Rebound Smart. Into the forecourt on the right side. 4:20 on the clock in the half. 21-point lead Miami. Derek White in the corner. Now drives. Skip pass to Brown, right side. Goes right at the defender and is able to get the basket over Zeller on the right side of the rim that time.
Just turns his body sideways to avoid the contact. He almost would have been better to go at him, I think, because it could have been an N1.
Butler driving in the paint. Kick out Robinson. 3 from the left side. That one's good.
He had just missed 2. But, when you're in and out of the rotation and you get to the playoffs, you might as well be aggressive. And Duncan Robinson isn't thinking, he's playing.
59-37. Miami leads with 3:45 to go in the half. Grant Williams gets inside and scores with the right hand. A lot of Heat fans thought that he cleared out with his left arm, Cody Zeller. But still, even with that basket, Boston down 20. 3.5 remaining. Miami trying to go up 3-0 in the series. No one's ever come back from a 3-0 deficit to win a series in the NBA playoffs. Butler left baseline, finds Martin driving through the paint. Little Euro step and a missed shot from 8 feet. Rebound Tatum. Tatum in the front court double. Throws to Brown left side. Drives into the paint. Smart to White right wing. His 3 is up and knocks it down, swishing through.
Love the decision by Marcus Smart. He actually had a wide open 3, but understanding the more efficient guy is Derek White. He sends it one extra pass. That's good to great shot.
And Eric Spoelstra, sensing the momentum shift, calls a timeout. 3:10 to play in the first half. 59-42, Miami leads. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Monday on Canty and Carlin, the Lakers in a deep hole down 3-0. But why they may not be dead out west. So you're saying there's a chance. Monday, Canty and Carlin, 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Coming up Monday, the Little Chicken Nuggets came into Los Angeles and stole Game 3. I'll tell you why my Lakers get Game 4 and extend the series. Keyshawn, Jake, Will, and Max, Monday morning, 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN 2, ESPNU.
Jason Fitz and Harry Douglas are Fitz and Harry.
The Memphis Grizzlies, they've seen a pattern of Ja Morant not putting himself in the best situations possible. And when you surround yourself with people who want you to win, they won't allow you to do stupid things like this. Now, let me mention, I'm not calling Ja Morant stupid. What he did was stupid, though. It was a stupid act, in my opinion. But my friends literally texted me, and my friends told me they would have beaten me up before they allowed me to do stuff like that.
Fitz and Harry, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
The SB Pod with Scott Van Pelt.
A quick note to the folks yelling meatball at Max.
Spicy meatball.
You aren't the first person to do it. Okay, so by the time, unless you're on the first hole they're on, when you give them the spicy meatball, like, hey, okay, you're probably not going to get much of a reaction. A new joke on any new thing is probably more likely to get a what's up.
Check out the SB Pod with Scott Van Pelt wherever you get your podcasts.
ESPN's Pablo Torre.
Josh Jacobs is the guy who inspires me the most right now. I don't know if people even realize this, but he is Filipino. And I have a rule. If you put a Filipino flag on your helmet and you lead the NFL in rushing, you get to be my favorite athlete. And he did that in honor of his dad and his grandmother. He's going to visit the Philippines soon enough. This is something that has blown my mind. I did not realize growing up as a Filipino American that we made guys like Josh Jacobs who could do this. And yeah, also he did help me make the playoffs in my fantasy league. So shout out to Josh Jacobs forever.
ESPN Radio, celebrating and amplifying the stories of Asian American, Pacific Islander, and Asian athletes and sports figures.
Kevin Winter with you inside our Granger studio. Tomorrow night, Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets have a chance to sweep out LeBron James and the Lakers.
I'm not going to say that I'm scared, but I'm worried because they have LeBron on the other side, and he's capable of doing everything, So we're going to come here with the same mindset, same focus, and I think that's going to put a situation to win a game.
We'll have more on the Lakers on the brink of being swept coming up on the AutoZone halftime report to carry to Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. Miami has gone 30-29 in the first two quarters. There's still 3 to go here in the second. And as we go back to Dave Pash, Doris Burke, and Roz Goldwyn, I love to find this, guys. I find it interesting. Boston gives up a big Miami run. Missoula lets them play. Eric Spoelstra sees Boston scores 5 points. Timeout. Back to you guys.
Yep, it stopped the momentum, which had clearly shifted to Boston there for a moment, but Miami's still in command. You wonder, can the Heat keep this up? They're shooting 65% from the floor, over 50% from three. They lead 59-42.
One thing you have to be concerned about if you're Boston, you have 8 turnovers. You've given up 14 points off those. Jaylen Brown with 3 of those, and Jason Tatum with 2.
Miami ball front court to our right. Martin with the left-hand dribble, throws to Strus on the left wing. Lob to Jimmy Butler on the left baseline, about 15 feet away, being defended by Derek White. Shot clock at 8. Right-hand dribble into the lane. Stops there. Now to the left corner. Martin is wide open again. His three is in and out, though, and it's rebounded by Williams. Seen a lot of good looks from the perimeter by Miami. They're just not going down right now. Still 50% for the game, though, from 3. Tatum penetrates, kicks left corner. Jaylen Brown is there. Shot clock at 10. 2.5 on the game clock. Out to Smart, left wing. Backing down his defender with a right-hand dribble. And now a swing pass to the right side for Tatum. Step back 3 with a timer winding down. He missed it, and then Brown was right under the basket. Got an easy putback try, but blew the layup. Rebound Miami. On the right baseline, doubled in the front court. He'll dribble out of it, and his pass intercepted by White at midcourt. White driving the lane, left-hand wild shot, missed it. The follow is good, though, by Grant Williams with a right-hand layup.
Great hustle by Grant Williams. Doesn't give up on the play and assume the layup will be made by White.
2 minutes remaining in the half, 59-44. Miami is led by as many as 22. Butler at the head of the key. Triple threat position, throws to Vincent, right wing, fakes the 3, now shoots, and hits the front iron, no. Rebounded by White. Boston looking to run right to left. White, nobody stops him, so he drives into the lane. Got it blocked, though, by Zeller on the right-hand layup attempt. Miami ball. Minute 30 left. Butler on the attack. Goes at Grant Williams. Throws it up and scores off glass, plus a foul by Grant Williams. And then Jimmy Butler pointing with his right hand in the direction of Grant Williams while he's laying flat on his back, as if to say, I got you again.
Don't poke the bear, Dave Pash. But that's typical Jimmy Butler, understanding in transition, seeking out the body of Grant Williams, who's in retreat and transition, Grant thinks it's a little bit of a flop by Jimmy. But here's the key. You know, the momentum had 100% shifted. His team had stopped making shots. So Jimmy decides, okay, it's time for me to score again. And Boston is starting to shade their coverage a lot to Jimmy. Multiple guys and bodies in front of him.
He missed the free throw, though. Rebound Celtics, 17-point Miami lead. Brown in between the circles. After a hot start, he's gone ice cold. White with it on the left wing. And a foul inside as Smart got tangled up with Martin. Fourth team foul.
We've seen this a lot in the last couple of games. We saw the first two possessions of game one where Marcus Smart said, I'm going to go down to the post. I've got that back to the basket game, and I'm going to take advantage. Now, he's thrown a couple of fouls here. We'll see. Do they continue to try to work that matchup? Gabe Vincent has him on the left box.
White inbounding on the left sideline. Vincent and Smart still tangled up. Smart gets free and gets the inbound pass. 1:15 on the game clock here in the half. 61-44. Miami leads. Brown, wide open look right side, but his three is an air ball. He has zero confidence right now. Rebound Miami. Bam Adebayo in the front court on the right side. Dribble drive with the left hand. Bounce pass Butler, middle of the paint. Got caught in the air, kicks it out. Strus has it on the right wing. Being guarded heavily by Williams near midcourt. Hands off Butler. Shot clock at 5. Butler on the right wing, 30 feet away. They double him. Keeps the dribble. 2 to shoot. Puts it up right baseline. Air ball. Rebound Tatum. Turns and runs up the court. Middle of the floor. Tatum driving right side. Stripped out of bounds by Vincent. It'll stay with Boston. Butler was late getting down court. Was still on the ground. But looks to be okay as he jogs back across the timeline.
He let that entire transition opportunity go, and he was sitting on his backside. Baseline opposite end.
Boston will inbound, baseline left. Jaylen Brown lobs near midcourt to Marcus Smart. 38 seconds to go. Smart penetrates. Off balance shot is good against Martin, the defender. 61-46 Miami. Martin lost his shoe, puts it back on. 11-second difference in the shot clocks. 2 for 1. Strus missed the 3, though. Left side, a rebound, Jaylen Brown. Boston on the move, down 15. 2-second difference in the clocks. 18 in the shot clock, 20 in the game clock. Smart just holding the ball near the midcourt line. Backing off of him is Gabe Vincent by 5 feet. They go to Brown on the right side. He'll put it up. His 3 is not even close. He's 0 for 4. Rebound Miami. 5 seconds to go in the half. Butler into the front court with 3. On the right side with 2. With 1, he shoots from the right corner for 3, but it's no good, an air ball, and that ends the first half.
And the official goes to the floor. Jimmy Butler, I think, ostensibly went over to say, can you help me up? But Curtis Blair not giving him any time of day as far as the foul call goes.
So, Miami led by as many as 22. It's down to 15, 61-46. Heat leads, trying to go up 3-0 in the series. Let's send it out to Kevin Winter in the studio, the AutoZone halftime report.
Dave, Doris, and Raj, time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone to Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone, David mentioned 22-point advantage from Miami. They scored 30 in the first, 31 in the second quarter. Miami has already put 3 in double figures. Boston right now has got 10 from Jaylen Brown. They got 9 from Jason Tatum. But other than that, they're struggling immensely. Boston's not playing any defense. The Heat are taking advantage, shooting 58% from the floor, 9 for 21 from beyond the arc, and even more impressive, Miami's moving the basketball. They have 23 made baskets. They have assisted on 15 of those. 61-46, Miami with the lead, trying to go up 3-0 on the Boston Celtics. Up next on the AutoZone halftime report, Denver went up 3-0 on the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll take a look at the Lakers on the ropes and on the verge of being swept out of the Western Conference Finals. That's next. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
Hey guys, I'm Tom Patterson, founder and CEO of Tommy John. And this Father's Day, I'm reminding you that our Quick Draw Fly saves guys 217 minutes of unnecessary fumbling per year. So instead of fly fishing in the bathroom, Dad can spend more time out on the water. Our lightweight breathable underwear are perfect for the great outdoors. For guys more likely to recline than cast a line, we've created exclusive loungewear, apparel, and additional underwear styles so comfortable he won't believe it. You probably know our underwear legs never ride up, the waistband never rolls down, and he'll never get a wedgie. Guaranteed. But did you also Also know you're covered for everything else. All Tommy John is backed by our best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. If he doesn't love his first item, you'll get a full refund. Make sure you grab your gifts early. Tommy John. No adjustment needed.
Shop for Dad at Tommy John's Memorial Day sale now through May 30th. Save 30% site-wide at TommyJohn.com/stream. Get 30% off at TommyJohn.com/stream. TommyJohn.com/stream. See site for details.
MLB fans, when you need tickets to catch your favorite team live all season long, Ticketmaster's got them. As the world's largest ticket marketplace, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of seats available and at competitive prices, so you never have to worry about missing a game. Take yourself out to the ballpark this season and get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/MLB. That's Ticketmaster.com/MLB.
This is the NBA on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Turnover by Boston. Stripped by Butler. Right wing in the front court. Finds Bam in the paint. Now left corner Robinson at 3 is on the way. Touchdown! Miami starting to blow it open. It's up to 18.
It would go to as much as 22, a standing 8 count for the Celtics, part of a 22-8 run by Miami. The AutoZone Halftime Report is brought to you by the makers of 5-Hour Energy. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com. We're at the break in South Florida at Kaseya Center. The Miami Heat with a 61-46 lead over the Boston Celtics. Miami is halfway home to a 3-0 series lead. If that would be the case, it'd be the first time since 2015 that both conference finals would be 3-0, because Denver has the Lakers on the brink.
They toyed with the Los Angeles Lakers.
119-108. It's a final now at Crypto.com Arena.
Jamal Murray toyed with them in the first half.
Murray walks the dribble above the left side break. Turns, shoots for 3. Yo! 26 for Jamal Murray.
Collectively, they toyed with the Lakers in the second half.
Green for 3. Yes! Bruce Brown knocks it down, turns, and barks to the Lakers bench.
Both teams know who the better team is. We've reached that point.
Jokic for 3 straight away. Got it, and here he comes. Jokic now has hit back-to-back shots.
We now know who the best team is, and it's a matter of whether it's a sweep.
The Nuggets closed on a 26-14 run, and now lead 3-0.
Or as they now call it, a gentleman's sweep. That's as far as it's gone.
The deficit is 3-0, not 4. So as long as they haven't gotten to 4 yet, there's still hope. We're still alive. We just have to focus on winning one game.
Lakers are on some very, very thin ice right now.
You got to get one. It's one game series for us. Every game counts, obviously.
And it starts tomorrow night. Coverage of Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals for LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers right here on ESPN Radio. Begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. LeBron was also asked last night about the confidence level of being down 0-3. Is it white flag time?
I mean, it should be. I hope so. I don't know. Can't speak for the guys right now because I don't know what's going on through all their minds right now, but I still do. It's time I'm going right back home and start to refuel and start the treatment process and recovery process and get ready for Monday. So my mindset is always locked in as if it's a game 1.
By the way, let's recalibrate that. It's not, hey, is it white flag time? No, is it not white flag time?
I mean, it should be. I hope so.
See, exactly. Yeah, LeBron James has confidence. Want to make sure we got that one right. Speaking of confidence, does Nikola Jokic?
I'm not gonna say that I'm scared, but I'm worried because they have LeBron on the other side, and he's capable of doing everything. So we're gonna come here with the same mindset, same focus, and I think that's gonna put a situation to win a game. But we never know. But they're gonna be aggressive. They of course, they're gonna be extra physical, extra. They're gonna run more. They're gonna, everything's gonna be on a different level or one more of anything. So we will see.
Everything will be on the line tomorrow night for the Los Angeles Lakers, down 3-0. Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets 1 win away from their first ever NBA Finals. Meanwhile, up next on the AutoZone Halftime Report, Miami's 24 minutes away from going up 3-0 in this series. You're listening to Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio.
The PGA Championship, live from historic Oak Hill. The world-class field has their eyes set on the iconic Wanamaker. Who will join the ranks of Colin Morikawa Phil Mickelson, and Justin Thomas to take home the biggest trophy in golf. The biggest names on the biggest stage. The PGA Championship coverage continues on ESPN. Exclusive daily coverage on ESPN+.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
What about that tone makes me believe that Julius Randle is one of the leaders of this team? Maybe they wanted more. You're damn right they wanted it more.
Wake up and get up with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Greg in Virginia, you're on KJM.
Y'all have an awesome show. Listen every morning. J. Will, got a love-hate relationship with you, man. 82 with you. I love you now.
GJ and Max. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
People were talking to me at the draft like I had just had a baby. Everywhere I go, I'm walking the streets of Kansas City and I got people stopping me. Hey, Greeny, congratulations. Took me a minute to realize they're referring to the Jets getting Rodgers. The reality is it couldn't be going better. It just couldn't. You couldn't ask him to be doing this better than he's doing it.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app. Yo, check this out from Canty and Carlin.
As AD goes is how the Lakers go. So even though LeBron is the leader, it's unquestionable that Anthony Davis is the most important Laker. So this feels like an unofficial passing of the torch from LeBron to AD during this postseason. And if they were able to cap that with a championship, then I think it would do more for Anthony Davis's legacy than the first chip in the bubble did.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. The biggest names in sports are on ESPN Radio.
Tyrese Maxey now joining us courtside. It was a big-time win, man. We let the game kind of slip away from us, but to be resilient like that and everybody make plays down the stretch, that was big time.
Stephen Curry with us here on ESPN Radio.
Honestly, it's hard for a lot of guys on our team because they're capable of contributing, but sometimes the opportunity isn't always there. But the message is stay ready.
Josh Hart is joining us.
6 years I've been waiting to get into the playoffs, man. So I'm not taking it for granted. I'm playing as long as I can, every second I can, and I'm just taking it all in.
Visiting with D'Angelo Russell. I'm a product of my environment. Honestly, I got to brush shoulders with some of the greats and just learned a lot of things from being in their system and their organizations.
Klay Thompson joining us.
I can hear how tired you are, brother.
Oh, PJ, I feel great. We got another quarter in. Great. I don't know about that.
The biggest names in sports come here. And it all starts weekday mornings with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max and continues all day. This is ESPN Radio.
The folks yelling meatball at Max. You aren't the first person to do it. Unless you're on the first holder on when you give them the spicy meatball. Like, hey, okay. You're probably not going to get much of a
reaction.
reaction.
Check out the SV Pod with Scott Van Pelt wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to the NBA on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Kevin Winter with you inside our Granger studio here on the AutoZone halftime report.
Rebounded by Lowry. Pushing tempo left to right. Right wing in the front court, Martin. Martin in the middle of the lane. Pump fake. Kicks it out to Vincent. He'll try a three from the left side. Hit it! Vincent with 10 first half points. Down on the left side of the elbow, facing up on Horford. Jab step, pump fake, and then gets it back out to Robinson, left wing. Robinson drives, lob pass, and the stop with one hand by Bam Adebayo.
Duncan Robinson as playmaker.
All around the attack. Goes at Grant Williams. Throws it up and scores off glass, plus a foul by Grant Williams. And then Jimmy Butler pointing with his right hand in the direction of Grant Williams while he's laying flat on his back, as if to say, I got you again.
I got you again, indeed. Our first half recap brought to you by the makers of 5 Hour Energy. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com. Miami with 30 in the first, 31 in the second. They had a 22-point lead. It's 15 as we make the turn to the third quarter. 61-46, second half at the Kaseya Center's next. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio.
This is it. Enough dreaming about growing my business online. It's time to get serious about selling in my style, as big as I want to grow, because there's nothing I can't do. It's time to get Shopify.
You go and get it.
Oh, oops. I thought I was just talking to myself there. But heck yeah, I do. It's time to take my business to the next level. Start selling with Shopify to join the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Packed with industry-leading tools ready to ignite your growth, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and your brand. From templates that make site design simple to customizations that let you grow at your pace. This is possibility powered by Shopify. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/play. That's shopify.com/play. Go to shopify.com/play to take your business to the next level today.
Did you know there are laws that protect the health and safety rights of agriculture workers? And if you or a loved one is dealing with coronavirus, your rights may include required details about your job and pay, payment at the proper rate for every hour you work, safe transportation, and safe and clean housing. For more information and free help, call 866-4US-WAGE or visit worker.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Labor.
The NBA Finals.
Hearts are racing, heads are pounding.
No time to rest. No time to look away.
He's unbelievable.
Because in the finals, everything changes.
Oh, it's good.
Fate collides with destiny. Today's stars become tomorrow's inspirations. And 4 wins turn the end of a season into the start of a legacy. The NBA Finals begin June 1st on ABC.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors, Gorilla Glue. Of course. It's incredibly strong and 100% waterproof and bonds, well, virtually everything. While you're at it, look for Gorilla Tape, a heavy-duty double-thick duct tape, and Gorilla Super Glue, great for all your quick fixes and repairs. There's also Gorilla Epoxy, Gorilla Wood Glue, Gorilla Construction Adhesive. Of course. You get it. If you can break it, Gorilla can fix it. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the best Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the NBA on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN
I'm
app.
Kevin Winter. That'll do it for us on the AutoZone halftime report. For the Miami Heat, Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, and Gabe Vincent have combined to knock down 7 of the 9 threes. Miami, once again, more three-pointers than Boston. The Heat are shooting 58% from the floor, 45% from beyond the arc. And Boston scores just 46 points, 61-46, the second half of Game 3. Back to Kaseya Center with the Heat try to take a commanding 3-game lead with Roscoe to winning in Doris Park. Here's Dave Pasch.
Hey, Kevin, you just mentioned all the numbers. Doris, why is Miami's defense been so suffocating on Boston? 42% shooting. Tatum and Brown were combined 3 for 12 shooting in that second quarter.
They send a lot of defense in their direction. I think they do an incredible job keeping them off balance with their switching into that zone. I want to talk about Boston's defense here, though, Dave Pash. They just gave up 2 quarters of plus 30 and 31. They allowed the Heat to shoot 57.5% and 42.5% from 3. You are the Boston Celtics. You've got to be more physical. Your rotations have got to be cleaner. You've got to bring a level of physicality without fouling. And to Kevin's point, Boston came into the conference finals the best in the league, 39.5% from three-point territory. Give Miami a ton of credit. Another half where they're 5 for 16, just 31%.
All right, before we start the third, here's Roz.
Guys, from the Celtics locker room, we heard from Coach Mazzulla, who gave a pulse on the locker room. He said it was a positive locker room in there despite the deficit, and that he told his team they got to focus on taking care of the ball. It's a possessions game. Possessions was important, and then defense on threes, and it'll help them by having better transition defense, guys.
Well, Roz, they did get it down to 15. It was a 22-point lead at one point for Miami. Keep this in mind, though. Miami has won 40 consecutive playoff games when they've led at half by 10 points or more. That is remarkable, considering that they themselves have come back from double digits twice already in this series to win 2 games. Miami turns it over on the opening possession, a careless pass to the near sideline, 15 seconds in, and it's Boston ball.
Gabe Vincent over-penetrated into 3 black jerseys, the Celtics are wearing black, and then expects his teammate to bail him out. I mean, Bam had no shot at catching that ball. It was behind him.
And a delay of game warning. Boston basketball, Tatum into the front court on the left side. Tatum just 4 for 11 in that first half. He did have 10 rebounds and just 9 points. Fires to the left corner. Jaylen Brown's 3 is on the way. He missed again. He's 0 for 5 from 3. Offensive rebound, Smart. And Smart scores with a floater and is fouled on the putback. A 3-point chance for Marcus Smart.
That alone is a great sign. The fight from Marcus Smart, who at points in that first half did not look as intense as typical, takes it away from Bam Adebayo, absorbs the contact, and still scores it, and then flexes and tries to motivate his teammates.
Foul on Bam is second. Free throws good from Smart. And Boston back within 12, 30 seconds into the third quarter, 61-49 Miami. Trying to go up 3-0 in the series. Game 4 Tuesday night. Vincent driving right side, goes into the paint, gets all the way to the rim, scoop and score with the right hand. Brown quickly into the front court to our right with Al Horford taking a 3 from straight away. It's an air ball. Another bad miss for Boston from 3. Now 5 of 18 out of bounds to Miami.
Jaylen Brown 0 for 5 from three-point territory. Al Horford now 2 for 4.
Seeing air balls from Brown, Horford, Smart from three-point range. Miami by 14, a minute into the third. Butler on the right side. Backing down his defender. Now a follow-away jumper, and he drills it, plus a foul on Tatum. A 3-point chance for Jimmy Butler.
And Jimmy Butler stays on the ground an extra second, and almost in relief, even though he gets a foul call, he is talking to Curtis Blair because he feels like he's been fouled on numerous occasions, and it's taken some time for him to get the whistle.
So Butler on to try to complete the 3-point play. Foul was on Derek White, his second. Free throw is good from Butler. So Boston gets one big play to start the third. Miami comes right back, though, with 5 straight points to lead 66-49. Brown driving right of the lane, gets into the lane and puts it in off the glass.
See, that's what I think he should do for a bit, is straight line drive. It uses size and athleticism and speed. It's Gabe Vincent. He scored consistently on Gabe.
Started 4 for 7. He's 2 for his last 8, including that layup. He's got 12 points. Miami ball front court to our left. Butler on the right wing, working on White. Into the paint. Shovel pass out top of the circle. 3 is good from Strus. And the lead back to 18, 2 minutes into the third quarter.
10 threes by the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler playing off the double. Good kick-out pass.
Tatum with the ball on the left side. Working on Strus between the leg dribble. Horford right wing catch and shoot 3. That one too strong. Rebound Butler. And then a foul is called here.
Martin and Smart having words with one another. And Smart goes up to him and, looks like he's trying to calm the situation down.
I'm going to go to the monitor here to see if there was anything flagrant. Not sure if a personal foul was called or not, or if they just stopped play to go look at the monitor.
So is this going to be a double technical, maybe?
Both teams are going to their benches.
Ruling on the floor, foul on Smart, reviewing the play for potential hostile act.
So they did call a personal foul on Smart, his second team foul. Now they're going to see if it should be upgraded or if there's a technical foul because it was a dead ball situation.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a flagrant. That's going to be something for sure. The way Marcus Smart. So this is what happened, folks. Marcus is crashing for 15 feet. Martin is in front of him trying to go get the rebound. Marcus throws his right forearm toward the body of Caleb Martin. To me, that's definitely good. Do you think that's considered a hostile act?
Yeah. In fact, when he shoved him, it actually looked like he threw a punch.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm glad you saw what I saw.
He missed. He didn't make contact with a punch, but the motion sure looked like.
I don't think it matters if you make contact.
Right. And I'm saying if nothing else, it's a technical. The question is, will they call it a flagrant foul? Because the act did occur after I think the whistle blew and they had called a personal foul.
Ruling on the floor, common foul. It'll be Miami ball out of bounds.
Wow. I am absolutely stunned by that.
I thought they would have added at least the technical because the foul was called and then Smart shoved Martin's arm, but it almost looked like a punch.
I got to be honest with you. I'm shocked that this is just a personal foul.
So it will be Miami ball leading Boston 69-51 with 9:58 to play in the third quarter. Marcus Smart having a lengthy conversation with Tony Brothers, who you just heard a minute ago. I think he's frustrated, thinking he's getting pushed underneath the basket, and there should have been an offensive foul or a loose ball foul called on the Heat. Butler in the backcourt, guarded by Tatum. 12 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds for Jimmy Butler. Fires to Adebayo, top of the circle. Van keeps the right-hand dribble, now stops it. Got to give it up, though. Finds Butler with Grant Williams on him. 7 to shoot on the far wing. Now Horford has him on the switch. And an offensive foul is called here.
It's going to be
on Bam Adebayo.
Yeah. Illegal screen trying to free Jimmy Butler. And probably because of the way his body position was. His legs were so widely spread. It's unnatural.
So the foul on Bam is his third. Boston ball, front court to our right. Williams at the right elbow. Hands off for Jaylen Brown. And now we got another offensive foul as Bam Adebayo hits the deck. Knocked over by Al Horford. And that is the first on Al.
Boy, there's a lot of frustration happening right now for the Boston Celtics. Lots of frustration.
Mainly by the score, 69-51 Miami. 9:28 to go in the third. At least that's what they should be more concerned with than anything else right now. Max Strus, top of the circle, left-hand dribble, gets into the lane, lob for Bam. Oh, what a play! Bam with a throwdown with the right hand. That ball was way above the rim. Bam caught it and in one motion smashed it. 10-2 Heat run. Right side, a shot from Smart from 10 feet is off the mark. Rebound, Vincent pulls up for 3 in transition. It's good! And the lead is up to 23, the largest of the game for Miami. Timeout Boston, and the Celtics in big, big trouble.
Boston Celtics, visible frustration all over the floor. Marcus Smart just tries to get a whistle. Non-call. You're at a deficit on the defensive end of the floor. Numbered break, and the gunslinger, Gabe Vincent, steps into an easy 3.
Plenty of time left, but Miami looks to be like the more inspired team. 74-51, they lead the Celtics 3 minutes into the third. You're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Canty and Carlin.
John Moran has shown us who he is. I mean, it was March 4th that incident happened out in Denver.
This is who he is. We already have a problem with gun violence in this country. One of the biggest stars the sport has to offer is perpetuating that by flashing firearms for no good reason. He's not trying to defend himself. He's trying to show off on social media. I'm sorry, is a gun something that you should be using to show off on social media? What the hell are we talking about? This ain't about your Second Amendment Amendment right. Ain't nobody saying you can't have a gun. Nobody's saying that. What we are saying is, hey, maybe not have the gun on social media flashing it around like an idiot in a nightclub. Hey, maybe not be waving a gun around while your homeboy is driving a car down the street. It is your responsibility to take advantage of the resources that are in place. And clearly, John Morant failed to do that.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and on Sirius XM Channel 80.
The Women's College World Series.
Ready to raise a ruckus in Oklahoma City.
8 teams and a world of possibility.
They are picking up the bats. You don't get out of your seat. You don't blink.
Softball's best compete for the ultimate crown.
A championship is contested on the grandest stage in softball.
The NCAA Women's College World Series, presented by Capital One, begins June 1st on ESPN.
Mike Greenberg.
No man looks good in briefs.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
It is not true.
Name a man who looks good in briefs.
I look good in briefs.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You think you do,
no,
but you don't.
I look good in briefs.
Get
I wear
Lizzie
briefs
on
as
the
well.
phone. You wear briefs?
Yes, they're comfortable.
No, they're not comfortable.
And I bet Cam looks good in briefs too.
Guarantee you
My
can't.
colleague. My good friend, Hembo.
Can't take your pants off right now.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app.
Kevin Richard with you inside our Granger studio. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed. If you missed it earlier at Oak Hill Country Club, Brooks Koepka wins his 5th major, capturing the PGA Championship. Dave Pash, Dorisburg, Ross Goodaway. How about PGA professional Michael Block shoots an even par, finishes top 15, and hits a hole-in-one? Highlight of the weekend. Back to you guys.
I was watching it live when he had the hole-in-one. It was really cool. Rory McIlroy's reaction to him was really cool. It was a great scene at the PGA Championship. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum, they may have called a technical. Did they call a T on Jimmy Butler for the timeout sign? Because Tatum's at the line shooting a free throw. We're about 40 rows up, so we do not have access to the officials.
So
it was on Strus, they say. A technical on Strus.
So the sign you're pointing to is Al Horford, after a made three that he makes, he loves it when the opposing team calls a timeout. Jimmy Butler gave him a little of his own medicine back.
13-3 run by Miami after Boston cut it to 12. Tatum in the middle of the lane, puts up the shot and scores his first basket since the 8-minute mark of the second quarter.
I like that call after the dead ball timeout, right? You got to get your star started, so Joe Mazzulla designed one.
Boston still down 20. Here's Vincent, left wing. He'll hoist and hit a three. Gabe Vincent, 7 of 8, 4 of 5 from 3.
They were 27th in the regular season in three-point percentage. They are raining it down on the Boston Celtics.
12 of 23. Meanwhile, Boston 5 for 19 from 3. Left wing Tatum. He'll try to answer with a three. It's too strong and rebounded by Martin of Miami. 8 minutes to go in the third. The lead back to 23, matching the largest of the game for the Heat. Got a foul called away from the ball on Horford, who's really upset with Kevin Scott, who called the foul. Second on Horford, third team foul.
Now Robert Williams set to check in. Malcolm Brogdon replaces Marcus Smart. Al can cool off on the bench because here comes RW3.
3 fouls for Robert Williams in just 4 minutes. Miami ball. Bam Adebayo head of the circle. Handoff Strus, top of the key. Now moves to the right wing. Bounce pass. Bam putting to the middle of the lane. He missed the dunk, but he was fouled. He was going to hammer that one down, but Jason Tatum got in the way. Picked up his second foul.
How about his development, Bam Adebayo? We asked Eric Spoelstra about this pregame, Dave, and his response was, we didn't know what we had, to be perfectly honest with you. We put him in our program. He was working with Juwan Howard, trying to build normal big man skills. But Bam, who is voracious in terms of his desire to improve, would finish an hour workout with the bigs, see the guards at the other end, and just jump into that workout. Then the wings. And then all of a sudden, Miami said, you know what? That guy can handle it a little bit. maybe we'll look to facilitate with him on the offensive end. It's an amazing thing to me when you come with certain level of skill, but your intention to get better is what pushes you to a next level. And that's what Bam Adebayo has done.
We talked about it earlier with Gabe Vincent. He went to the coaching staff, said, how do I make an NBA team? They said, well, you got to be more than a gunslinger. You got to be a combo guard. Well, look what he's doing tonight. He's a leading scorer in the game. He's got 18 points. Vincent, undrafted out of UCSB. Bam Adebayo, a mid-first round pick out of Kentucky. The lead is 25, 7:45 to go in the third quarter. Celtics in danger of going down 0-3. Grant Williams, right side, dribbles, middle of the lane. Floater is good from 6 feet. 79-56 Miami. Bam Adebayo, right side on the front court, stops to the elbow. Leaves for Butler, who's got 12 points on 8 shots, only 1 3-point attempt for Butler. Shot clock at 8. Butler on the right baseline, puts it up from there. That one spins out. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Simple two-man game. Nobody but Bam and Jimmy touched it.
Tatum driving and got it blocked by Bam Adebayo. Loose ball into the hands of Butler. They got numbers 3-on-2. Butler right wing. Waits. Now fires to the left corner. Vincent rhythm dribble and drives through the lane. Hits Martin right side of 3. It's gone. And the lead is 26 for the Heat.
Good to great shot. Multiple guys passed up scoring opportunities to fight a wide open Vincent.
They say a 2. They may change that one like they did another one. Now Tatum turns it over. Spruce wide open with the layup on the other end. Joe Mazzulla walks onto the floor as Spruce caught the pass to call a timeout because the Celtics are in danger of dropping another game here to the Heat.
They're imploding. And frankly, for a team that's got as much big-time game experience as they have, they look young, they look disconnected, and they look outclassed.
Could we be heading for 2 sweeps in the conference finals? Maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves. Maybe not, looking at the way this game in this series has gone for the Celtics. It's 83-56 Miami, 6:41 to go in the third. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
Hey guys, I'm Tom Patterson, founder and CEO of Tommy John. And this Father's Day, I'm reminding you that our Quick Draw Fly saves guys 217 minutes of unnecessary fumbling per year. So instead of fly fishing in the bathroom, Dad can spend more time out on the water. Our lightweight breathable underwear are perfect for the great outdoors. For guys more likely to recline than cast a line, we've created exclusive loungewear, apparel, and additional underwear styles so comfortable he won't believe it. You probably know our underwear legs never ride up, the waistband never rolls down, and he'll never get a wedgie. Guaranteed. But did you also know you're covered for everything else? All Tommy John is backed by our best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. If he doesn't love his first item, you'll get a full refund. Make sure you grab your gifts early. Tommy John. No adjustment needed.
Shop for Dad at Tommy John's Memorial Day sale now through May 30th. Save 30% site-wide at TommyJohn.com/stream. Get 30% off at TommyJohn.com/stream. TommyJohn.com/stream. See site for details.
Kevin Richard with you inside our Granger studio. Dave Pash brought it up before we hit the break. Are we in line for 2 series sweeps in the conference finals? Time now for Did You Know? Brought to you by Geico. Switch to Geico today and see all the ways you can save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save. Dave, Doris, and Roz, the conference finals were established in 1970-71, East and West. There has never been one postseason where there have been sweeps on either side. In fact, there's only been one conference finals year in 2015 where each were 3-love. Back to you.
Wow.
That's incredible. And yes, we have a ways to go. Obviously, the Lakers are a team with a lot of pride and a team that came back from a 2-10 start to the season to get to the conference finals. Remains to be seen if Denver can win again in L.A. Looks a little bit different here. It just feels different watching the Celtics as they cut it to 12 early in the third, but now you look up and they're down 27 at the midway point. Brogdon, right wing, puts up a 3, no good, and no black jerseys under the basket. Only Heat players, and Butler gets the rebound. Butler at the top of the key, guarded by Williams, who switches out on him, so Butler pulls it out. Calls for a ball screen, but Adebayo got tied up. Now they bounce it to him. Shot clock at 5. He's facing up on Tatum. Left-hand dribble, spins, leans in. Timer at 1. Strus has to put it up, does on the right side, and almost made it. Hit the front rim. Rebound by Jaylen Brown. Inside 6 minutes to play. Pull-up three from Brown, left side, missed again. He is 0 for 6 from 3. 2 for 19 in the series.
And as the Miami Heat have pushed this lead to where it is, your respective stars have 2 and 3 points in this third quarter.
They are combined. Tatum and Brown 11 of 30 as Martin drives and scores with the right hand. The layup that pushes the lead to 29, the largest of the series for Miami. 5.5 to go in the third. Brown lobs for Williams deep in the lane. Stripped by Vincent. Miami ball.
There's one team hustling and playing with heart and authority and confidence as Gabe lets it fly. Bam going to get an offensive rebound. Jaylen Brown going to foul him. There's one team competing harder than the other. Grant Williams said before the game, we have a choice to make. I don't believe we're built to lay down. With 5:17 remaining, feels an awful lot like the Celtics have conceded this. They got to find something from their stars, Dave Pash.
And that's the thing, right? Your teams are a reflection of your star players. Look at Miami behind Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. And then you look at Boston and how they're playing tonight with Tatum and Brown struggling. Bam at the line. The first free throw was good. Again, Tyler Hero, a starter, a 20-point-per-game scorer, lost in game 1 of the postseason. Victor Oladipo, a key rotation guy, hurt a couple of games later, out for the postseason. Kevin Love gets hurt in this game. He had 5 points in 5 minutes. We haven't seen him since because he got hurt, but it doesn't seem to matter because who's ever on the floor, they follow the leaders, and Bam and Butler are that for the Heat. Free throw is good. The lead is 31.
Well, absolutely incredible to see a Boston team that came out of the gates to start the season so hot look this bad.
Bogdan throws to the left wing. Brown, another three-point try, another miss for Brown. 0 for 7, rebound Miami.
I don't think that's a great option for him right now. You're not going to get it back with one shot. There are no home runs here.
And it can also always get worse. It can go from 31 to 41 quickly. It was 23 just a minute ago. Butler in the lane gets fouled, throws it up, missed it, but it's on Robert Williams, and Butler will go to the line.
And one of the things that happened in the last game, and you don't normally look at time of possession in an NBA game. It's just not something to think about. But Miami had the ball for almost 7 more minutes than Boston in game 2. With the lead like this, Jimmy Butler's just going to command the ball. They're going to get it underneath 10 in every possession because that's who they are, right? Methodical, get to their spots, create open shots, help one another. And now you're in complete command of the game, so you can dictate pace.
And with a lead at 32, as Butler gets the free throw, there's the potential that Jimmy Butler doesn't have to play as many minutes as he had in games 1 and 2. Knocked down the second free throw. We'll see how long he's out there. Right now it's a 33-point game.
Pat Riley just being shown on the TV screen, got a little Cheshire Cat grin on his face.
No points in the last 3 minutes for the Celtics. They're down 33 with 4.5 to go. Brown at the top of the key. Throws to Brogdon, who gets into the lane. A runner off the front iron from the right side. Rebounded by Williams, though, and the putback is good.
Tell you what, all night, Robert Williams has played with fire, aggression, hit the glass with authority.
Meanwhile, Tatum and Brown are combined 1 for 11 from the floor, from three-point range. Tatum's on the bench right now. 89-58 Miami, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Spruce on the right side coming off the screen. Tried to bounce pass to Bam Adebayo, was knocked out of bounds.
Should be a reset to 14, I think. I thought that was a kick ball. They've not yet reset the shot clock, so it's at 6.
Tatum checking back in. So they must have ruled that it wasn't a kick. Tatum replacing Grant Williams. He'll guard the inbound passer. It's Jimmy Butler on the far sideline. Boston 4-2 on the road in the playoffs coming into today, but getting blown out. Butler right baseline falling away, and he missed it as the timer hit 1. Rob Williams got the rebound behind the back pass to Jaylen Brown. Kind of unnecessary, almost turned it over. Left corner, Tatum is wide open, takes his time, fires, and misses the 3. 1 for 5, 1 for 12. Tatum and Brown combined. Zeller running the floor, middle of the lane, missed the shot, but he's fouled by White. 31-point lead, and they'll add to it at the line here with 3:36 to go in the third.
Opportunistic transition push by Jimmy Butler, who's controlled the pace last several possessions. But on the rim run by his big, you reward the guy when he's running that hard.
Boston Celtics made the NBA Finals a year ago. And when Milwaukee went down, losing to Miami in 5 games, most said they're the favorites to do it. But they had a couple of hiccups in the Atlanta series. That series went to 6. Boston couldn't close it out at home in Game 5. You did a couple of games in the Philly series. That one went to 7. They were down 3-2, had to come back, win game 6 and 7 to win that series.
Joe Mazzulla has told his group, you're playing with fire, as Zeller misses it. They like adversity, but eventually that catches up to you.
Marcus Smart, right side of the front court, throws it out of bounds, trying to hit a cutting Jason Tatum on the right baseline. 3:25 to go in the third quarter. 89-58 Miami, about to go up 3-0 in the series, barring a miracle comeback by the Celtics. 3 from Strus, left side, off target, and it's rebounded by Brogdon. Left side, Derek White in the forecourt. He'll shoot, miss a 3. Boston is 5 for 25 for 3. Rebound Heat. Lowry at the right elbow. And pull it back out. Inside 3 minutes to go now in the third. Skip past the Lowry left wing. Blows by Smart and tried to kick it out and threw it to the bench. Probably should have put that up once he got in the lane.
He had the floater. If he jump stops at the free throw line, it's an easy opportunity.
We've been talking a lot about Tatum and Brown. Deserves mention that Malcolm Brogdon, the 6th man of the year, hasn't scored. He's 0 for 6 and 0 for 3. So your third most reliable offensive player has done nothing for you tonight. Boston just turned it over again.
They've had 0 fight and 0 spirit.
Miami ball front court on the right side is Jimmy Butler working on Robert Williams. Gets past him under the basket. Keeps the dribble, though, and gets it back outside. Shot clock at 7. Butler right wing. Team up 31. Butler going to take a 20-footer from the right side, and it's not there. Rebounded Smart. Boston at 37%. Miami at 58% shooting. Smart right wing. Skips to Derek White. 3 on the way. Wow. We're good. Another miss.
So Boston's record, when they shoot 40% and above from three-point territory, almost unbeatable. They shoot below that, they are a very mediocre team, the record would say.
At this point, maybe you put Hauser and Pritchard on the floor just to see if you can get some threes, and maybe somehow you get it down to 25. Here's Tatum on a run out, going to get a dunk in transition. His 14th point. Eric Spoelstra calls a timeout with 1:43 to go.
He's not wasting any time with that timeout. He didn't like how the last several minutes of play had gone. So even only minute 43, you got a 29-point lead. Eric Spoelstra says, not happening. Timeout, Miami.
We had a good conversation with Eric Spoelstra today about Joe Mazzulla, asking Coach about the experience that he had as a young coach and understanding what Joe Mazzulla's going through. And he said, no question, with all the pressure and everything, he was very complimentary of Joe, said they got to know each other in the bubble when Joe was an assistant coach. Miami went to the finals that year, beat Boston in the conference finals to get there. Spo has been there. And at this point, you're Joe Mazzulla. I mean, how many more speeches do you have to a veteran team?
Yeah, listen, you're going to take some heat in the aftermath of this series. There's no question about it, and deservedly so, right? I mean, there's going to be some questions about why Grant Williams was in and out of the rotation so many times in the course of the regular season and the postseason. Going to be questions about why you sprinkled in the double big, but you didn't really want to give it an extended look. That was a lineup that was critical to your advancing to the NBA Finals a year ago. But you got to look at your 2 best players at times as well. And tonight in particular, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they are combined 12 for 33. And we've already talked ad nauseum about their failures in the fourth quarter in this series.
And throwing Brogdon in there, and those 3 guys are 12 for 39 because Brogdon's 0 for 6 there. Those 3 guys, 1 for 15 from 3. Marcus Smart also has just 6 points. He's a guy historically has had big offensive games in the playoffs, but after a good half, game 1 in terms of assists, we really haven't seen much from Smart. Miami ball with 1:30 remaining in the third. They lead 89-60. Jimmy Butler on the left side in the front court holds the ball out high with his right hand. Now hits Zeller. A low post left. Goes into the paint. Powers the shot up. And it drops against Derek White.
Jimmy Butler wanted that matchup because Zeller had such a significant size advantage. Took some time, but they got there.
Zeller, the 9th Miami player to score in the game. Right wing, Derek White, little rhythm dribble, 3-ball, good for White.
He is one guy who has shot the ball extremely well in this series from 3. He's now 3 for 6 tonight.
Third, he's 9 for 16 in the series from 3, to your point. 50 seconds left, 91-63 Miami. Butler in between the rings. Keeps the dribble as he's guarded by Robert Williams, 20 feet away on the right side. A sidestep jumper, and it's down for Butler. He's got 16 points now.
Only 12 field goal attempts for him. He's been to the line 7 times, 8 rebounds, 7 assists.
Tatum up top, his 3, too strong. Offensive rebound, Smart goes back up and kicks it out to Brogdon on the right side. Skip pass, Tatum, another 3-ball from the left wing. Again missed. He's 1 for 7 from 3. Rebound Miami.
Boy, what an ugly performance by Tatum and Brown tonight.
About a 2-second difference in the game and shot clocks. 12 seconds to go in the quarter. 30-point Miami lead. Butler with 5 to shoot. In between the circles, 30 feet away. 2 on the timer. Moves to his right. Another sidestep jumper. This time he missed. And that's the end of the third quarter. Miami will take a 30-point lead to the fourth. Everybody standing here at Kaseya Center. The Heat about to go up 3-0 on the Boston Celtics. At the end of 3, 93-63 Miami. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio. The ESPN app presented by Indeed.
MLB fans, when you need tickets to catch your favorite team live all season long, Ticketmaster's got them. As the world's largest ticket marketplace, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of seats available and at competitive prices, so you never have to worry about missing a game. Take yourself out to the ballpark this season and get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/MLB. That's Ticketmaster.com/MLB.
Coming up Monday, the Little Chicken Nuggets came into Los Angeles and stole Game 3. I'll tell you why my Lakers get Game 4 and extend the series. Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Max, Monday morning, 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
Greeny. He is a player who is prone to injury as the season goes on. He's going to wind up being one of the greatest players ever, never to win a championship.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN Radio.
Right hand drives, right baseline, falling away. Again, Butler nails it.
After 2 straight shocking defeats at home, the Celtics face a critical Game 3 as the series shifts to Miami. Will they respond? Or will the Heat take the commanding 3-0 lead? Game 3 of the Heat and Celtics, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on SiriusXM Channel 80.
Kevin went to inside our Granger studio. This was Jaylen Brown before the game today, talking about how important game number 3 was.
Tonight is probably one of the biggest tests of my career. Probably one of the biggest tests of our organization in a long time. Being down 0-2 on the road, it's going to take a tremendous amount of effort and fight to get back into the series. But I think we're capable of doing it.
Test failed. Go to the fourth in Game 3, Miami 93, Boston 63. Before we go to Dave Pash and Doris Burke, here's Roscoe winning on the sidelines at Kaseya Center.
Thanks, Kevin. Earlier, Doris mentioned the development of Bam Adebayo. Well, one aspect, his diet. He told me his diet's his best conditioning tool. He tries not to put anything bad in his body throughout the season. During the summer, he allows himself 2 weeks to eat like a pig, but that's it. And he loves Chick-fil-A, but he won't allow it in season. He said a boring diet is what it takes. A lot of chicken, salmon, eggs, whites, turkey bacon, cauliflower, rice, a lot of water. It got so boring that he started to allow himself a limit of 1.5 cups of juice a day just to mix it up, guys.
I know what I'm having in about 12 minutes. That's what I know.
It's red.
I think the Celtics might be having some as well. They're down 30, 15 seconds into the fourth. And how about this? Joe Mazzulla, as Grant Williams is called for the offensive foul in the lane. Joe Mazzulla has put in Luke Cornett, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard. They're on the floor with Smart and Williams. Brown, Tatum, nowhere to be found on the court. Brogdon on the bench as well.
And your two stars are combined 12 for 35. There were moments in that last quarter where Jason Tatum was jogging up and down the floor. He wasn't getting back defensively.
Kyle Lowry in the front court to our left, 93-63 Miami, 30 seconds in to the fourth quarter. Gabe Vincent in the right corner, shot clock at 2, has to put it up. He does, missed it, and it's rebounded by Smart. Celtics down 30 for just the second time all year, including the regular season. Smart three-pointer left side, no good, but batted out by Cornett. Peyton Pritchard has it. Hesitation dribble. Puts up a bank shot from the left of the lane. It's good, and he's fouled by Lowry. A three-point chance here for Peyton Pritchard.
You know, Peyton Pritchard, regardless of the score, is going to be a competitive, tough player. I mean, he made notice of this, made some headlines in Boston where he was out of the rotation. He's saying, I'd like to be somewhere where I'm needed. And so you wonder in the future, is he perhaps in another jersey?
Well, if the Celtics somehow get swept, there might be a lot of players in other jerseys. It's going to be a very interesting offseason for this Boston Celtic team. And again, no team, as Zeller puts up a floater that misses and rebounded by the Celtics, no team has overcome an 0-3 deficit in the history of the NBA playoffs. Sweeps obviously feel a lot worse, especially after you make the NBA Finals, and they haven't had much fight or spirit tonight, which makes you concerned if you're a Celtic fan about Game 4. But this group doing a good job. Peyton Pritchard, a lob and a dunk by Cornett at the left of the rim. They got it down to 25. 93-68 with 10:20 to go here in the fourth. Joe Mazzulla wanted some fight. He's getting it from this unit. Zeller pushed out in the lane. Good over Cornett from 10 feet.
And again, that's Duncan Robinson handling it in two-man action and delivering a timely pass.
In the lane, Marcus Smart got tripped. He'll go to the line. How about the bench for Miami? 29 points. Martin 15, Robinson 10, Lowry and Zeller with 4 apiece. Fouls on Gabe Vincent. Free throws for Smart. Tonight's attendance, 20,088. Brought to you by Vivid Seats, where you earn rewards with every purchase. Vivid Seats Rewards is your ticket to more tickets. Vivid Seats, life happens live. First free throw good from Smart.
So you're gonna, this game plays out the way it goes. And you mentioned a possible sweep. Going to be a lot of hard questions asked of a lot of different people in the Celtics organization.
Yeah, this group's been together for a long time. Now they've been able to get to the NBA Finals the one time last year, but without a championship, you wonder if that means personnel changes. They just signed Joe Mazzulla, who's the interim coach after the Ime Udoka debacle. As a Martin shot doesn't go from the right wing, rebounded Boston. Pritchard to Hauser, top of the key, puts up a three. Can't hit it. Off the foot of Zeller, out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Celtics with 9:29 to go. 95-70, Miami.
So much made of the Brown and Tatum relationship. Could they play together? Brad Stevens never overreacted. Said consistently, those two are not the problem. You're talking about a lot of money potentially now that both guys have made an NBA team, Dave. In the new CBA, what does signing them both back look like to the 5-year maximum deals? Now, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but these are some suppositions, some possibilities that you've got to consider based on the outcome of this series. Look at Philadelphia in a very similar situation this year. First domino to fall was Doc Rivers.
Despite going to the conference semis 3 straight years, Kyle Lowry on the right side, and he gets fouled by Marcus Smart trying to fight through a Zeller screen. 9:11 to go in the fourth. 95-70, Miami leads.
And I'm going to say this, for two guys who have been to multiple conference finals and an NBA finals, there have been moments in this postseason where Tatum and Brown haven't looked like it or comported themselves like it between the lines.
Robinson in between the circles, 5 to shoot, moves to the right elbow, puts up a jumper, and it's short. Rebounded by Pritchard. Pritchard into the front court, hits Smart right wing, wide open look for 3, but it's short. Offensive rebound, Hauser. Back out to Williams for 3, right corner, no good. And Lowry with a long rebound. And then he's fouled by Pritchard. 13 foul, 8:47 to go. Still 25-point lead for Miami.
Sorry, Dave. Just abysmal. I mean, a team that was consistently in the top 3 in threes made per game, threes attempted, and top 6 in percentage. Boston is 6 for 33.
18%. They've hit 26 threes all series. Vincent, right side, moves to the left elbow, stops, pops, hits. Lead back to 27 with 8:20 remaining. Also have to wonder about Al Horford at his age. How much longer is he going to go? More questions than answers maybe for the Celtics, depending on how things play out the rest of the series. Martin in the front court for Miami after a defensive stop. Robinson penetrates, tried a floater, got blocked from behind by Hauser, saves it in the right corner. 8 minutes to go. Miami 97, Boston 70. Hauser walks into a 3 straight on, knocks it down.
Very high on Sam Hauser as an organization. They believe because of his shooting prowess, he can help them at some point.
Meanwhile, Mike Muscala, we haven't seen him forever. He's about to check into the game for Boston. As a timeout is called here by Eric Spoelstra. So Joe Mazzulla saying, Tatum and Brown, you're done. 12 of 35, 1 for 14 from 3. We're going to let some of these other guys play, and they have cut into the deficit. It's 97-73 Miami with 7:43 to play. You're listening to the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Did you miss Canty and Carlin?
Amber Wilson of Joe and Amber fame joins us right now. She, of course, is the world's foremost Miami Heat fan.
It is my favorite time of year that I get to come on with you guys and talk about the Miami Heat, because I know both of you just have the utmost respect for the Miami Heat fan base and the organization.
With that in mind, how do you sleep at night knowing you root for a team that ruins basketball?
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and on Sirius XM Channel 80. This is Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
The reality is it couldn't be going better. You couldn't ask him to be doing this better than he's doing. He showed up way earlier than anyone expected. He's on the field throwing with guys. He's taking teammates. He's hanging out at the Garden. He's, basking in the emotion, in the glow, in the love that the city is giving him. He could own this town, and he knows it. If you're going to own a city, to own New York, I can't imagine there's anything better in sports. Owning New York is unlike anything, and he's got a chance. You hear that ovation he got at the Ranger game? Holy smoke, the second it clicked to him, you just hear everyone. It takes a second, and then you realize who it is, and then boom. Like Rodgers, he can own this city, and I think he feels it, and I think he wants it. I think he's in every way that we worried he might not be.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg, weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
What about that tone makes me believe that Julius Randle is one of the leaders of this team? Maybe they wanted more. You're damn right they wanted it more.
Wake up and get up with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Greg in Virginia, you're on KJM.
Y'all have an awesome show. Listen every morning. J. Will, got a love-hate relationship with you, man. 82 with you. I love you now.
Key, J, and Max. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Kevin Richard with you inside our Granger studio. Miami is in cruise control. They've been there for a while. 7:43 to go. 97-73 over Boston tomorrow night. Darvin Ham and his Lakers try to keep their season alive.
We're alive, man. The series is not over. People want to throw out the odds. And again, don't get me wrong, we're facing a hell of a ball club. One talented bunch that's very well coached. But, we have things we can do as well. Only thing we have to do is just focus on one game.
So as we get set to go back to Kaseya Center, Dave Pash, Doris Burke, Roscoe DeWitte, when these finals begin, I don't think anyone ever would have predicted Boston and the Lakers each being an 0-3 series whole. But we're 7:43 away from that happening, guys.
It's 24 right now. Miami in front of Boston. The crowd on its feet again, trying to keep the fans engaged, and it stayed pretty full. There are a little pockets here and there of fans that have left, but for the most part, they're enjoying the show and sticking around for the end. 7:43 to play. Seems like Tatum, Brown, Brogdon are done for the day. Miami Stars, Butler, and Bam Adebayo are not in the game either and haven't been this quarter. A chance for those guys to get some rest. Game 4 on Tuesday here in Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals. Gabe Vincent on the left side, little hesitation dribble, and a three, and he drills it again. He's got 23 points.
He sold Pritchard enough on the drive. The hard stop, that's elite breaks by Gabe Vincent.
I don't know if getting to 100 gets you free tacos, but based on what we had pregame, if you get free tacos, we're all in. They're outstanding. Three-pointer is good from Cornette on the right side of the front court.
Cornette gave them great regular season minutes. There were times throughout the course of the year where he was in the rotation, not getting a ton of minutes, but certainly 10 to 15.
Lowry left side along 2, off the mark. Rebound by Hauser. 6:45 to go in the game. It's 100-76 Miami. Richard on the right wing at the three-point line. Back up top, Grant Williams. He'll try a long three. That's good for Williams.
Back-to-back threes. You can see the mindset of this unit is no different from the others. Go for three.
On the other end, a driving layup from Vincent is good, and a foul. So Vincent, who's got 25 points, will go to the line. Each game in this series, each game in this playoffs for that matter. Yes, it's Jimmy Butler. Yes, it's Bam Adebayo, but there's always somebody else, and it might not be the same player each night.
That's so true. And you think about, and so much has been made, 7 undrafted players on the roster, and all of them have had moments of shining in this series. Duncan Robinson has been consistent in this series, shooting the basketball, making plays, backdoor cutting. Gabe Vincent a little more up and down. Strus the same thing. But you're right. They are got some balance.
Hauser couldn't handle the pass. Right corner turns it over. 6:24 to go. 103-79. Miami leads. By the way, 26 points combined for Brown and Tatum. That's the second fewest combined points in a game this season for that duo. And it happens to come in game 3 of the conference finals. Zeller at the top of the circle. Hands off for Duncan Robinson at the elbow left. Bounce to Zeller. Driving layup with the right hand. No good. And it's rebounded by Boston. Peyton Pritchard in the front court on the right wing. Hauser, top of the key, straight on 3. Off the back rim, no. And it was tipped in, though, by Cornette, who got a hand on the ball with his right hand.
You got 2 guys that are the ultimate professionals, Muscala and Cornette, always ready to play when their number's called.
5.5 to go. It's 103-81 Miami. Top of the key, 3. Martin, front rim and in. Boy, everything has dropped for him throughout this series. 4 for 7 tonight. 18 points. 4 for 7 from 3, I should say. 7-11 overall. Richard driving right side, gets into the lane and scores.
Good use of his body against the bigger defender. And I'll say this to you. There's no wasted minutes in the NBA. There's executives all around the league paying attention to this. Pritchard wants to be in a place where he can play. He's trying to prove it.
The eye in the sky, the camera that has the videotape, so everybody watches film all the time. Vincent, another 3. He's got 29 points, 6 of 9 from 3. That was from straight on. 109-83 Miami. Pritchard in the corner on the right side, fires into the paint. Layup for the right hand won't go from Cornette. Rebound Lowry, had Robinson in the front court left side. Walks into a 3, and he buries it. 112-83. Joe Mazzulla calls another timeout with 4:43 to go.
16 for 32 from 3. They made 16 threes in game 1. They've got another 16 in game 3.
The Miami Heat putting on a show here in game 3, destroying the Boston Celtics 112-83, 4:43 to go. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
He's 6'10". He's wet from 3. Murray might be their second most important player. You're not going to convince me that Michael Porter is not their second best player.
The Right Time with Bomani Jones.
You can listen or follow on the ESPN app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
The biggest names in sports are on ESPN Radio.
Tyrese Maxey now joining us courtside. It was a big-time win, man. We let the game kind of slip away from us, but to be resilient like that and everybody make plays down the stretch, that was big time.
Stephen Curry with us here on ESPN Radio.
Honestly, it's hard for a lot of guys on our team because they're capable of contributing, but sometimes the opportunity isn't always there. But the message is stay ready.
Josh Hart is joining us. 6 years I've been waiting to get into the playoffs, man. So I'm not taking it for granted. I'm playing as long as I can, every second I can, and I'm just taking it all in.
Visiting with D'Angelo Russell, I'm a product of my environment. Honestly, I got to brush shoulders with some of the greats and just learned a lot of things from being in their system and their organization.
Klay Thompson joining us.
I can hear how tired you are, brother.
Oh, PJ, I feel great. I got another quarter in him. Great. I don't know about all that.
The biggest names in sports come here, and it all starts weekday mornings with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, and continues all day. This is ESPN Radio. Jason Fitz and Harry Douglas are Fitz and Harry.
If Daryl Morey is letting pride be the reason in what he thinks the system should be, letting that be the reason for somebody that was the MVP and a top 3 MVP vote getter for the last 3 seasons with Doc as the head coach. You already got rid of Doc. If it costs you Embiid, then this might be the dumbest front office organization move we have seen in recent NBA memory.
Fitz and Harry, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
The PGA Championship, live from historic Oak Hill. The world-class field has their eyes set on the iconic Wanamaker. Who will join the ranks of Colin Morikawa, Phil Mickelson, and Justin Thomas to take home the biggest trophy in golf? The biggest names on the biggest stage. The PGA Championship coverage continues on ESPN. Exclusive daily coverage on ESPN+.
Kevin Richard with you inside our Granger Studios. 4:43 to go in the fourth. All Miami about to go at 3 games to none. I want to thank all of you who logged on to our Twitter account at NBA on ESPN Radio to vote in the AutoZone in the Zone poll question. 59% of you said Jimmy Butler would be the player to get in the zone tonight. The proper answer was anyone in Miami, and the wrong answer was anyone from Boston. That's basically how this game is going. Don't forget, 8 Eastern tomorrow night, Game 4 in the West. Denver up 3-0 on the Lakers. Dave, Doris, and Roz, have they started playing peepas yet in South Florida? I feel it's about that time.
Well, fans have finally started to leave the building. The ones that are still here are enjoying this 112-83 lead, 4:43 to go. Gabe Vincent, a career-high 29 points. We've seen Boston empty the bench at the start of the quarter. Miami's emptied the bench. Nikola Jovic, not Nikola Jokic, but Nikola Jovic of the Miami Heat is in the game.
First-round draft pick this past draft season.
He's been battling injury, but is healthy now and getting a chance to get some minutes here. The Grant Williams taking a 3 and hitting it from the top of the circle for Boston. 112-89 Miami with 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
If you're a young player, this is exactly the kind of organization you hope to come to, right? You're going to be given an opportunity to develop. You're going to be required to be in incredible condition. It's Duncan Robinson. From what?
35 feet. That was at the K in Kaseya Center on the far side. Layup on the other end by Pritchard with a left hand and a foul. It's 115-88 and the free throw coming. Going back to the point you just made, though, there is a confidence level that Miami, those undrafted players you talk about, that they're allowed to get here because there's so much investment made in the organization in those guys that you get an opportunity, whether it's with the big team or down in the G League, they will give you chances. And
they look
culture is real.
They identify a certain type of player, hungry, willing to be coached, excellent work habits, and a little bit edgy. Like Max Strus starts at a Division II school, goes to DePaul, and willing to compete. Gabe Vincent talks about it. You enter with a chip on your shoulder, and it never leaves. And Miami fosters that chip.
3:45 to go. Robinson fouled on the three-point try, left wing by Hauser. He missed it, but it'll go to the line. And the other thing, too, they demand, and their players, when they scout them, do they love the game?
Yes.
They don't want players that basketball is about their brand or it's about a chance to make money. They want guys who love basketball and want to work at it. Robinson at the line shooting three. First one goes. 38 points in the paint tonight for Miami. It's brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Ask Sherwin-Williams and save 35% on Emerald products and Super Deck stains now through May 22nd. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for detail. Second free throw good. 117-88. People are chanting, we want Haslam for Udonis Haslam, the oldest player in the NBA. They want him to get to the game here. My guess is he's going to get it. The way this is going is a tribute to a guy that's still active, even though he barely plays. They use that coach on the floor term a lot. Well, he's not on the floor, but he's a player that basically acts as another coach. Hauser in the lane, spinning, shooting on the left side, missed it. Put back Muscala, no, but a foul with 3:25 to go.
There was a game earlier this playoffs, and I'm not remembering who it was, but Haslam got into it with an opponent. Do you remember?
We did a game here on TV. It was game 3 against Milwaukee. I don't think it was that. There might have been another game he got into, but he did get in at the end of that game. He put up one shot. It wasn't close. It didn't matter. Everybody cheered. First free throw good from Muscala.
And Eric Spoelstra's thinking about it. He's looking down at Udonis Haslam.
I just wonder, he probably leaves it up. They call him UD. Probably up to him whether he wants to go in, right?
Caron Butler is looking down the bench at the big man, UD, saying, come on, big fella.
3 minutes, 15 seconds to go, 118-90. Miami leads. Omer Yurtseven has the ball left wing. Gives to Kyle Lowry. Back to Yurtseven, low post left, backing down his man. Jump hook with the right hand off the mark. Fournette rebounds for Boston. 3 minutes to go. Game 4 on Tuesday night. Hauser gets bumped, missed the shot. He'll go to the line. If Boston were to win, we would be back in New England on Thursday for Game 5. Eric Spoelstra still has a smile on his face, by the way, as the crowd continues to chant, we want Haslam. You know, the other thing about Miami on TV right now on TNT, they're showing the championship banners. Think of the different versions of the Miami Heat through the years. It's been the same culture, though. You think about the 06 championship team, a veteran Shaq, a young Dwayne Wade. Then the championship teams of 12 and 13 with the big three, James, Wade, Bosh. And then the team that went to the finals in the bubble, Jimmy Butler's first year with the Heat, people said it was a match made in heaven. He's the perfect guy for Miami. And now they're one win away from getting another crack at another banner with 3 of them here at Kaseya Center already in the rafters. 2:40 to go in the game. 3-pointer left side. Good from Duncan Robinson. He's got 22 points.
He is 5 for 7 from 3.
121-92. Pritchard able to get deep in the lane for the layup. 121-94 with 2:25 to go. But how about the bench? 18 for Martin, 22 for Robinson, 29 for Gabe Vincent. Omer Yurtseven puts it in from the middle of the lane.
Everybody's scoring right now for the Miami Heat.
2:15 to go, 123-94. Pritchard driving, reverse layup, no good. And Jovic has it for the Heat. Ahead to Highsmith in the front court. Now Yurtseven running the floor. Oh, he missed the alley-oop dunk, but Jovic there with the stick back. Inside 2 minutes to go, 125-94 Miami. Heat led by 33 early in the third as Boston turns it over, throwing it away far sideline. Celtics cut it to 12 in the opening minute of the third, and it looked like maybe Boston was going to have some fight. You pointed it out when Marcus Smart made the layup. He was pumping his fist, trying to inspire his teammates, but that lasted a very brief period of time because Miami answered that with their own emotional run, and they started to blow it open. 90 seconds to go, 125-94 Miami. Muscala right corner 3. Hits the back rim. Rebound Hauser. Pritchard's going to try 3 left side. Unable to connect. Muscala battling for the loose ball, and they're going to call a foul here to stop the clock with 1:25 to go.
I really could not be more emphatic about this. Everybody just assumed that Boston was the better team. And for 3 games, the tougher team, the one who won when the game was hanging in the balance. One had more grit and toughness and ability to execute under duress. The team that has disavowed us all of the notion that Boston was better is the Miami Heat.
A 1 seed a year ago, basically the same nucleus, but injuries this year played a role in them finishing just 44-38, the seventh best record in the East. But an 8 seed, and they are 1 win away from advancing to the NBA Finals. They would be the second 8 seed ever in the NBA Finals. The 99 Knicks. Full disclosure, this is off the top of my head. I didn't have this note in front of me. I think the worst seed, the lowest seed to win an NBA championship was a 6 seed, the Houston Rockets back in the mid-90s. Obviously, we'll double-check that and have all that information for you, but I'm pretty sure it was a 6 seed. Miami, as an 8 seed, even though Denver's been brilliant, assuming they win one more game, Doris, they have a real chance against Denver. That should be, even if we might have 2 sweeps in the conference finals, the NBA finals should be a very lengthy series.
100%, yes.
1 minute to go, 125-97, Miami leads. Highsmith driving, kicks it out. Miami just throwing it around the perimeter, about 40 feet away from the basket. Shot clock at 10. Lowry left side, puts it up, and drops it in. 3, 128-97, 50 seconds left. Boston Stars, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown struggled and didn't play in the fourth quarter. Malcolm Brogdon wasn't much better. In fact, he was worse. He didn't score in the entire game. Played just 18 minutes. Pritchard 3 good from about 30 feet on the left wing. It was the 6 seed, 1995 Rockets. That is the worst seed, the highest seed to win an NBA title. Miami, 1 win away from getting a chance to make history. Heck, they've already made history. Just the second 8 seed and the first to win a first-round series in less than 6 games. They are routing the Boston Celtics in the conference finals as the Miami Heat just dribble the ball until the shot clock expires. 13 seconds to go. And the Boston Celtics, a team many thought would make it to the NBA Finals for the second straight year, are 1 loss away from elimination. A dunk by Cornette with 7 seconds left. Fans are booing that. Miami going to dribble it out. And the 8 seed, the Miami Heat, thanks to another brilliant performance by guys that we continue to call role players. Maybe we shouldn't anymore because of some of the star power. Hey, Gabe Vincent had 29 points. Duncan Robinson outstanding off the bench. But a flat-out embarrassing performance on the other end by Boston, in particular. Its top 3 scores as Miami routs the Celtics to take a 3-0 series lead. 1 win away for the Miami Heat from the NBA Finals.
Absolutely incredible to me that they have been able to bottle up the 2 stars when it's mattered most. Tatum and Brown struggled in the fourth quarter, didn't even get there tonight.
We talked about Gabe Vincent and how he stepped up. He's standing by with Roz.
Gabe, it felt like an avalanche from you guys. How connected do you feel as a team right now?
Well, we feel good right now. It's great being back home. Great playing in front of these amazing fans. We had fun tonight.
You had a career high 29 points. What's allowed you to play so free, so empowered, so dominant out there?
My guys have empowered me time and time again. The coaching staff's empowered me. We made the right play, and I was just a beneficiary tonight.
You guys got a big lead, but you never let them back into it. What was your team's sense of killer instinct tonight?
Yeah, we set a sense of urgency. We know what we had to do today. We had to come in and play hard. We didn't want to give them any hope. We got to do it again on Tuesday.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great questions, Roz. Loved his answer about being empowered. It's what we talked about earlier. The Miami Heat, they invest in you. They empower you. They believe in you, and we see that confidence on display. A 128-102 housing of the Celtics.
We should not overlook the contributions of Jimmy Butler. Was it a much more quiet night? It was. But think about the way the game started. Jimmy was drawing triple teams, double and triple teams, and he was more than willing to spray it out. And the belief was already imbued in everybody around him. And so, it feels like he lifts the entire group with his spirit, his competitiveness, and his belief that he can win any series when it matters most.
One more to go for the Miami Heat on Tuesday night. Miami will host Boston in Game 4. The Heat with a commanding 3-0 series lead. No one has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit to win a postseason series in the NBA playoffs. We'll see if Miami can put the Celtics away on Tuesday night. What kind of spirit and fight the Celtics have, knowing the daunting task in front of them. Down 3-0 after a 128-102 Miami victory. For Doris Burke, producer Mike Martino, engineer Bob White, I'm Dave Pasch from Miami. Now let's send it to Kevin Winter in the studio with the postgame show.
Dave, Doris, Roz, enjoy the fermented grapes. The NBA on ESPN Radio has been presented by Indeed. Need to hire? You need Indeed.com/credit. What a performance by Miami. What a utterly gutless performance by the Boston Celtics. Miami, 128-102, and now for only the second time in the history of the NBA, since they went to the conference format back in 1970-71, we have each NBA conference final sitting at 3-0. It happened in 2015, and now it has happened this season. In the West, Denver's up 3-0. In the East, Miami is up 128-102. Up next on the NBA Tonight postgame show, highlights of how the Heat punked and embarrassed the Celtics all over South Florida. This is the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN Radio.
The Hoop Collective Podcast.
I'm telling you, when you watch Jamal Murray and Jokic run that two-man game, I don't know if I'd ever seen anybody who run a two-man game better than Draymond and Steph, because just the way they do it, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty close.
I think it's arguably better.
What?
Joker can score anywhere on the floor, and he's clearly the best passing big man ever.
The Hoop Collective Podcast. Listen on the ESPN app or wherever you listen to podcasts.